Now, here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Corum.
It's a brand new day, and the Dodgers are in first place for the very first time all season long. Jeff wore his Dodger blue where you're celebrating. Greg Holla, can you fire up the official sirens of the Inland Empire? These are celebratory sirens that we want to sound all across the IE because the Dodgers are in first place in the National League West for the first time all live-long season. Today's the day. Greg Holla, you feeling good?
Feeling great. Just to let you know, this is also the Angels panic button.
Whoa! He just took the halos and just
Two birds with one stone. Press that button, baby.
The Angels were smacking everybody around last night.
Besmirching the name.
They have picked up 2 games in this series thus far on Seattle. They've dropped one, but last night was a big one, not only for the Angels, but for Albert Pujols.
Yeah, he had a huge night, a pair of home runs. He tied the kid, most notably from the San Bernardino Spirit. Played a little Major League Baseball, too. But King Griffey Jr., one of the all-time greats. Albert Pujols tied him last night in career home runs. 630 now for Big Al. In fact, Greg Holla, let's go to the highlight machine here because we got the second home run from Albert Pujols, and this is the one that tied him with King Griffey Jr.
There's Albert. He drops on this first pitch. Launches this one out to the Angels' pen. Big fly for the second time. 9-1 Halos.
Wow.
So Albert Pujols with a pair of home runs last night at the Big A. Light that halo up. Big win against the Mariners. And now Albert Pujols. I think the next one on his list, I have it right here.
Hey!
Yeah, Willie Mays. We had Leon Culpepper in studio yesterday, Jeff.
Leon Culpepper.
And he was myself and Willie Mays would shoot dice back in the day.
We've been giving away a watch to every single person in that
that's right, the watch
club.
story.
Yeah, but man, I'll tell you what a gems the gems we have in Anaheim right now. You have the best player possibly of all time in Mike Trout, and then one of those guys that's in the top 3, you could arguably say Albert Pujols right now is really, really taking all these records and putting his name and stamp on it. And then we have the young Shohei Ohtani, if he can stay healthy, could be, we're talking in Major League Baseball, 3 of the best players to ever play the game so far.
I know Pujols is in the twilight, obviously, but if you're an Angels fan or just a baseball fan in general, it's worth a trip to the Big A because I know a lot of people, they love the buzz, the electricity around Shohei Ohtani. You're going to go to Angel Stadium to see Shohei Ohtani. That's great. You're also going to go see Mike Trout because he's the best player in all of baseball. But don't forget about Albert Pujols. He's not going to be here forever. I feel like I'm putting him in his grave. But he's not going to be around for forever. Go enjoy it. He's hitting all these milestones. 600 home runs. He's going to hit 2,000 RBI, 3,000 hits, all those things. He's
Only
one of the
3 people in
all-time
history
greats.
have ever done that. So that's an incredible stat, especially for a guy who's pretty quiet, but really, you look at him, he's a family man. He has represented the community of Orange County since coming over from St. Louis. He is one of those perfect human beings to have on your team and in your clubhouse.
That's the good news.
What's the bad news,
The
Pep?
bad news, I'm a glass half empty kind of guy. Real pessimistic. Life is hard in the Fernandez household. I'm always kind of negative. Garrett,
Is the ant still there?
the ants are all over. But there's no more scorpion spiders.
Good.
I had the pest guy today. He's a big Cajon High School football fan. He's asking about the Cowboys this upcoming season, and he is spraying it everywhere. He's like, were they over here? I'm like, yep. Were the ants over here? Yep, they were there too. He was spraying everywhere. I'm feeling good. I'm going to go back to the house tonight. Might be actually in a good mood tonight by the time I get back. I'm eating all up. I have bumps all over me.
Yeah,
I'll show you.
We had bumps. I had bumps just from being in this studio.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the move, Pep. We got to move down the hall a ways because right now there's no ants because the weather it's a little dry. When it gets damp outside, the ants come into the studio.
Ant Watch 2018.
Yes.
I think they're gone, though. We walked in today. I didn't see a single ant.
I have not been bit on my legs yet today. That's always a good sign.
Yesterday, I was like itching and scratching. Man, I thought I had all kinds of things in my hair, underneath my arms,
Lice.
other places.
Lice. You have lice.
No.
We're gonna shave your head. You're gonna look like me. See, I can't.
I don't want that.
You know, I can't get lice.
You can't get lice.
I'm not allowed to. You know why I can't get lice?
You're
You have
hairless.
no hair.
I am hairless. I'm like a naked mole rat. There's no hair anywhere on my body. I shave it down in the summer because I got to get my winter coat
You
coming.
kind of look like Dr. Evil's cat.
Oh, hey, everything on me is shaved. I have a shaved back, shaved chest, shaved legs, shaved. Well, my arms aren't. That's got to make me sound. You got to stay macho.
You know, and I've shared this story before when we went on the UC Riverside basketball road trip. So, like, one of the first time we went together, remember, going into the bathroom after you, and I'm like, wait, Jeff didn't use the shampoo. That's kind of weird. Does he not use soap? Does he not get clean? And I'm like, wait, hold on. Jeff doesn't use shampoo. So when you go to the store, obviously your wife and kids need it, but you never need it for yourself.
Do you remember this? I want to say it was a couple months ago. You and I were talking how much money we've saved over the last 30 years. Or for me, it's been
by cutting our own hair.
25 years. And you had said, well, it's saved us thousands.
I have not had a real haircut since 2003.
I have not had a real haircut since 92. So, but let's put it even
but you
more.
shave your head. I actually cut my hair.
Well, I have to shave my head, or else it would look like a cul-de-sac up there. It would be horrible.
I got to ask you one question. Are you a fast swimmer since you got no hair?
Dude, I'm telling
You're
you.
sleek. You look real sleek
I
today.
have cut 2 seconds off my time. When I go into every summer, I cut off in my backyard pool. I cut off 2 seconds every single year, and it's marvelous. But I was going to say, we've saved so much in haircuts. You know how much I've saved in shampoo and product?
I didn't even think about it.
And
Shampoo's
depth?
expensive.
Hey, you know what I think the problem was how I lost my hair was depth. You remember depth?
Yeah.
I still use it.
You still have depth?
It's green. It's really bright green gel. I think it's
I
similar.
use LA Looks.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about because
You don't know LA Looks?
No, I haven't had hair
Oh, that's
in
right.
25
You've been out of the game
years.
for a while. You've been out of the game.
Yeah, almost
I get
30 years I've been hairless, and I love it. I've saved so much money. I've been able to take my kids on vacation. I've been able to give my wife nice baubles and jewelry.
Huh?
Yeah, baubles.
What's a bobble?
Bauble. It's a a tchotchke. You know what a tchotchke is? Am I going to
Like a memento?
Yeah, just something silly. If you're in the mall, I'll have a little bit of spare change just because I don't have to buy hair product.
That's right.
So I'll say, hey, would you like that tchotchke or that bauble? That's how you see. That tells you, it shows my age.
And you got money just pouring out.
Oh, I'm
everywhere.
super wealthy. I mean, I got kids in sailing camp. I got another kid who plays the cello. I got a wife who gets her nails done and hair done all the time. Oh yeah, I'm wealthy. I am super, super wealthy.
If you're ever late, do you ever say I'm doing my hair?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No.
Sorry.
I just lather myself down with oil and lotion. I'm always moisture. I mean, I have beautiful skin. You know, it's this beautiful, Pep. You have beautiful hair?
I've noticed.
I have beautiful skin. It is soft. It's supple. I don't break out. I'm damn near perfect.
Blessed.
I'm like
blessed.
I am the male version of Mary Poppins. Practically perfect in every single way. And I trust me.
You guys be the judge out
I
there in the
am
Inland
perfect
Empire.
in every way, guys. If I take this shirt off and you guys see me in my Speedos, perfection, my friend. Perfection.
There's actually going to be a Jeff Gorham sighting tonight, right?
Oh!
There is.
Well, here's the deal.
Beyond the studio.
We are going to go and, the Dodgers and the Angels, they're going to have a big game tonight. It's a minor league game.
Oh, can I play some music over here while we get into
Jurassic
this?
time.
Yeah, I got a little music I want to play. Go ahead, Jeff.
Okay, so tonight, the Dodgers and the Angels, their minor league systems are going to battle it out. I'm not driving to Rancho Cucamonga after the show. That's just kind of a drive. So we're going to drive 10 minutes up to 215 here, and we're going to go to what does the 66ers play? What is it?
San Manuel.
San Manuel Stadium.
San Manweezy.
But I'm coming for 2 reasons.
What's that?
1, Chappy Chap, and number 2, I'm going to get to see my hero, my idol. I don't know what he looks like, but I'm going to find him, Mike Lindskog, and I am so excited to see him. I'm going to give him a bear hug. I'm going to try to break his ribs, and then I'm going to overtake, Pep and I are going to overtake the booth, and we are going to run the game from there.
It's going to be like a mutiny.
Yes, it's going to be mutiny. And then when we're done there, not only are we going to go mess with them, we're going to go over to the Angels side, and we are going to go over and we're going to get Steve Wendt. He is the voice.
He's not safe.
He's not safe
Nobody
either.
is safe tonight.
I'm going to be like the Velociraptor. I am going to tear down doors. I'm going to give bear hugs. And we, the Inland Sports Machine, are going to take over at the San Manuel Stadium.
It's happening.
Now, Jeff, I saw your Twitter account and your interpretation of Lindskog and Chapman.
Hey,
it was really good.
Mike Lindskog, to me, I don't know what he looks like.
You've never seen him?
No.
How have
This
you
is the
never
big-
seen him?
I listen to him
You
every
live in a
single day.
multimedia world.
Yeah.
No.
Google him.
I don't want to Google him.
You're
I
doing
want to be.
goons.
I want to be surprised if he looks. I see. I put Tom Cruise on there because he's a fighter pilot.
Not just Tom Cruise. Tom
Top
Cruise
Gun.
as Maverick.
Maverick. See, I picture him as Maverick. He's like a hero to me. So when I see him, he better live up to expectations. If he doesn't look like Maverick, I'm throwing his ass right out of the booth. Okay, and the other guy, Chappy Chap.
Yeah.
Okay, the only thing is I was trying to find, he's kind of a mixture between a 12-year-old schoolboy and Tom Sawyer, because I picture him shoeless. And then I picture another guy who's 12 years old with a backpack on, just showing up to work, water. I'm going to make sure his ears are dry. You know, he's a young kid to me. If he's like a 12-year-old schoolboy, I will have the perfect interpretation of what I think he is. So we'll see. I'm going to get pictures with him, and you guys tell me on Monday if it's Maverick and a 12-year-old schoolboy.
You might be onto something.
I'm excited, though. It's Jurassic Park night. We're going to stay around. There's supposed to be a movie right afterwards.
Yes. They asked.
Is it the new movie, or is it the first movie?
Probably the original.
Probably the original.
Guess. Yeah.
I'll be there. I'm going to yell and scream, and I'm telling you, it's going to be great. Can't wait. I brought my sleeping bag, Pep. It's in the car. We're gonna sit on that sleeping bag together, eat popcorn, and we're going to cuddle when it's scary.
Mike Skoggy Skog and Chappy Chap, you have been warned.
Oh, it's coming,
the Inland
buddy.
Sports Show is coming to San Manuel Stadium tonight. The show's brought to you by Spoiled Quick Quality Oil Change. You can spoil yourself in your car every 3,000 or 5,000 miles. In fact, your car is probably overdue right now. You need an oil change. I need an oil change. We're all going to Spoiled Quick Quality Oil Change off of Alessandro Boulevard, right there off the 215 freeway between Riverside and Moreno Valley. Hey, a couple other Dodgers and Halos notes real quick. So Chase Utley is having a press conference in about 1 minute, like any minute now. Everyone's assuming he's going to announce his retirement effective at the end of the season. We haven't heard official word, but he is going to get behind the mic and make a big announcement.
Well, I think he's going to run for senator. He's going to be the senator.
I think he's just going to say, I save money at Geico.
That could be it, too. But I honestly, Utley, just kind of winding down. If he decides to retire, good for him. Maybe get him a second World Series. He's got one already, right, Pep?
Yeah, he won one with the Phillies in 2008.
So it'd be nice if he could get one 10 years later. 10 years later in 2018 for the Doyers. But, yeah, getting ready to retire. Sounds good for him. Good.
They're going to have a live stream online. So if it pops up, we might go to it for a little bit. But it has not started yet. But we're assuming he's going to announce his retirement. Was he 39? 40? 39? They call him the Silver Fox. He plays a little bit here and there, but he's not like an everyday starter for the Dodgers. So we'll keep tabs on that. The other thing, did we even bring this up yet? Garrett Richards. Remember we talked about yesterday that he might have Tommy John surgery. They were still thinking about having a conservative approach to this UCL. What they call it, damage to the UCL. They didn't even tell you what kind of grade of a strain it was. They just said damage. And today we found out, actually late last night, that Garrett Richards has elected to have Tommy John surgery. This is the same injury that Shohei Ohtani is dealing with right now, but Ohtani's not pitching. He's only hitting. Garrett Richards, unfortunately, is only a pitcher. There's only one Shohei Ohtani. So now Tommy John surgery for Garrett Richards. He's done for the year. He's likely done for all of next year. We might not see this guy again until 2020.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be done by come back in 2020. When you get that tear, we talked about it with Shohei Ohtani. His was a second degree, which means the bursa sac that surrounds the actual joint is not torn. It's just a strain on the ligament. But it sounds like that bursa sac that surrounds that elbow is definitely given away to Garrett Richards. He will be out to 2020. Ohtani, though, we'll see here. What did you say, in a couple of weeks they're going to reevaluate?
Next Thursday, so actually less than a week.
And right now, I don't know if you noticed, but Ohtani's got a bum knee right now. So that's why he was out of the lineup as a DH the last couple of games. He's trying to make a comeback here in the next day or so.
And this UCL deal with Garrett Richards, I guess he had the same injury 2 years ago, and they did the same thing that they're currently doing with Shohei Ohtani with those plasma-rich injections to kind of rejuvenate that ligament. It worked in 2016 for Garrett Richards, but this time around, again, we just heard it was damage, but he's going to have Tommy John surgery for the UCL ligament in his elbow, so he is done. Jeff, before we round out our opening segment, we have a millennial on the show, Kono. He's not here today, so we can make fun of him. There's a minor league baseball team doing a pretty cool promotion. I know the 66ers and the Quakes, they do a lot of fun things at their games. Minor league baseball, everywhere. They always do these fun promotions to get people to come out to the ballpark, enjoy some baseball, and a lot of fun, too, around it. Well, the Montgomery Biscuits.
What?
AA affiliate of the Tampa Bay Rays.
Biscuits?
They're having Millennial Night.
Yeah, what's a millennial?
Greg Holla, you're going to love this. What is it? So, when you think millennials, there's a couple things that just jump out at you.
Lazy candy asses.
Well, that's
isn't that what The Rock would say? Isn't that his?
Yeah, that's his thing. Candy ass.
Yeah. There's lazy guys.
All right. So here's the Biscuits Millennial Night.
All right.
So if you want free things without doing much work,
that's it.
That's their slogan. You're in luck. Welcome to the Montgomery Biscuits Millennial Night. You can go there, and everyone gets a participation ribbon
as all
just for
millennials?
coming to the game.
That's like my kid now. He plays t-ball, and everybody gets
Everyone gets a ribbon.
And get an MVP or get out.
There's going to be napping stations because you're real tired from doing nothing. There's selfie stations because no one's going to be watching the game. You're just taking selfies to show everyone that you're there. And there's going to be lots of avocados. So you can put avocado spread on whatever you want.
Whoa. Okay, here's the one thing that I'm a little concerned about.
Why?
Well, 2 of the 3 of those things I really, really like.
You're a millennial, Jeff.
No.
You're a sleek-looking millennial over there.
No. I don't like selfies, and I don't like the participation. But I'll tell you what, I do love to nap, and I'll tell you what, I love avocados. That's my.
You're half millennial.
Yeah. Do you like avocados?
Half Gorham, half millennial.
Do you like avocados?
I do like avocados.
You know what biting into an avocado is really like?
No,
Other than the
I'm
fact
afraid to ask,
I like
no.
the taste, but it has a consistency of like biting into a stick of butter. Have you ever noticed that? It's like it's just.
I never
I never think about stick of butter.
Come on, you're his.
I never ate a stick of butter.
Well, you've never figured it's the same kind of stuff. That's why millennials spread it on everything. I only put it in my guacamole.
Guac, burgers.
We had burgers.
Burritos,
That burger we had
burrito
this year?
bowls, tacos.
No. I don't put them on all that stuff. I just put them on burgers or guacamole and chips.
You're half millennial.
I'm. Yeah. Other than that, I don't like selfies and ribbons. I do like ribbons in my hair.
I just thought it was hilarious. Millennial Night at the Montgomery Biscuits. Maybe coming to a stadium near us. Who knows? Where you can basically just hang out.
See, that's why it's good to be in Southern California. Because tonight we're going to go. There's going to be Jurassic
We
Park.
got Jurassic Park night.
Dude, there's going to be
That's
things
gonna be a
eating
good time.
people out there. It's going to be fun. We're going to see T-Rexes walking around. Guaranteed we're going to see one. I want a picture with one of those guys.
Can we take a selfie with it?
No.
I'll say
You
that's
take a
another
picture
step
of me.
towards millennial.
No. I won't put my arm out to take a photo. There's no way.
And one final basketball note for all you Laker fans out there. Isaiah Thomas has agreed to a 1-year deal with the Denver Nuggets. So if you thought there was a chance he was still in the fold for the Lakers, he's not. He's going to Denver.
But see, I'm one of the few guys that really likes Isaiah Thomas. I think Isaiah Thomas got a bum rap. I mean, he got that bad hip.
Wasn't he looking for a huge contract last year?
He was going to get a max
have a
deal.
huge payday.
He would have had a max deal. And I'll tell you what, he got traded to Cleveland, didn't work out with LeBron, but came to Los Angeles, and I thought was a pretty good teammate. You know, he played behind Lonzo Ball when he was starting, and Lonzo Ball went down. But Isaiah Thomas, from what everybody I've talked to, was a great guy in the locker room, worked his butt off. In fact, the Lakers still allowed him to work out, even though he wasn't a part of their franchise.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we had people telling us he was at the facility working out. Yeah.
So you can't be that bad of a guy if management still likes you around. So good for him. Maybe he can redeem himself for a year and then get a nice payday the following season.
The Inland Sports Show is brought to you by Ken Sporting Goods. More than 40 years in the IE, bringing you all of your sporting gear needs. And, of course, they can do Letterman's jackets. For your whole team, your whole company or business, they can do embroidery, screen printing. So if you want all matching polo shirts, if they can do that too. It's Ken Sporting Goods right there off the 15 freeway in Norco. KenSportingGoods.com is the website. We love you, Ken. When we come back, because, Jeff, I've made a pledge to the IE, and I'm going to keep it. We are talking to high school football every single day. Not a day goes by that we don't talk high school football.
No.
Nobody knows high school football like the great Vinny Fazio. He joins us next on your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
Focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. We just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. You come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
We're a small family-owned, strive for quality pre-owned vehicles. We're not a volume dealer, and we take every deal as personal to us. We're a low-stress environment. We're not a pressure sales house. If you want to shop us, you're more than welcome to shop us. We have, like I said, great rates, competitive financing, a lot of one-owner, clean Carfax, clean title vehicles. As you see, we have Carfax everywhere. That's most important to us, to educate our customers before they make a purchase. We're right off of Ontario, right off a couple exits off the 15 freeway, off Cajelco, off El Cerrito, and we're right on the main drag going into Dos Logos and the crossings. We have great financing, we have great lenders that we're using. We do buy, sell, trade, cash for your car. Whatever we need to do to help accommodate the customer, that's what we're here for. We have a little bit of everything. We start at about $69.95 and go all the way up to $100,000. We have Escalades, we have commuters, we have pickup trucks, we have Jeeps, sport utilities, and if we don't have it, our specialty is finding you exactly what you're looking for.
Pep Fernandez and Jeff Corum.
Drums, please.
The ants are back, but so are we. We're going to battle all the way to 6 p.m. And then we got the Quakes taking on the 66ers later tonight right here on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. The Inland Sports Show is always brought to you by Boost Performance Training in Corona with Coach Ray Bass. Listen, do yourself a favor. Follow them on Twitter and Instagram. It could change your life. You could go there. You could train. You could be the best on your team, get the scholarship, get like Jeff did, get the prettiest girl in the school. Your whole life could change.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I watched those training tips that you put out.
Yes. Are you doing them?
Oh, I'm at home. I'm watching TV, and every time there's a commercial, I do one push-up. I used to do 10 every time, or I do push-up for 30 seconds. I just do one. But see, it's baby steps, Pep. Baby steps, and Boost is giving me those.
You could do your drop your 40 time. He does all kinds of stuff. So check out the Boost training tips right now on the YouTube channel. But boosttrainingsystems.com is the website. Jeff, I can tell you're doing push-ups.
I'm doing push-ups, and guess what? My 40 time.
You're a sleek, buff, half millennial.
Yeah, I deserve a small trophy just for doing what I'm doing. Everyone deserves a trophy.
We'll get you a ribbon.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Just for trying. Right now, we got to talk high school football because that's our pledge to you, IE. We're talking high school football every single day. He's back in the game, but he's still our best friend. It's Vinny Fazio, the resident football analyst of the Inland Sports Show.
The guru.
Now he's at Los Osos, the Bears.
Is that what they are? Los Osos, the Bears?
Grizzlies.
Come on, man.
That's beyond
Espanol.
That's past my
man.
turf.
Es mi gente.
I only live in a bubble. It's a very small bubble.
Down there in the Fee.
The Fee and Riv.
Coach, the season starts early this year.
Yeah, it's
like
crazy,
super early.
Isn't it crazy?
Like real games are starting very soon.
Our scrimmage is on August 10th. Now, you didn't even used to come to camp when I played. Now, this isn't that long ago. I mean, it's long.
Yeah.
Well, it's not that long. Like, in 1998, I played. You didn't even come to camp until August 20th or whatever. We have a scrimmage on the 10th. The first game is on the 17th.
That's week 0 is the 17th.
That's insane. It's completely insane.
Who do you scrimmage? I'm just curious.
It's a great scrimmage. Murrieta Valley and Palm Springs and us. So it should be a good
That's
scrimmage.
Some big boy football.
Yeah, should be good.
Now, did they move it up, though? I have heard, because, we've talked to the CIF commissioner a couple times.
I'm sorry you had to do that.
That's your boy.
Yeah.
Why God?
Why God? And I've talked to other ADs because, we talk to all those guys all the time about stuff. Is it because of, I think it's the money issue, but it goes so deep into the other seasons, like wrestling is affected, basketball is affected to an extent with the, the fall sports. If they cut it down by 3 weeks, they're not going to be into Christmas time like they've been.
I think eventually they're going to get rid of those bowl games. I think that's coming. I think that's on the table pretty soon.
Like the regional ones?
I think they're going to get rid of the regional ones. The regional
so they'll
games.
just pick reseed.
That's how it used to be.
That's my opinion of what's going to happen. I'm not 100% sure, but I know that's being talked about. Listen, first of all, high school kids don't need to be playing 16 football games. That's too many. That's a crazy number. 16 is a crazy number. 14 should be the cap. If they really want to have a state championship or whatever, then bust out the first couple rounds of the playoffs and just take the league champions and play a state tournament or do whatever you want to do. But 16 games for that many teams to be playing that many games,
because in all honesty,
that's crazy.
Those first round playoff games, outside of an oddball here or there, you know who's going to win those first round games for the most part.
Average. Now, they did this whole thing. They reshaped the whole thing, right, to go to this whole competitive equity thing. They reshaped the whole thing. And I think instead of being 35-point blowouts in the first round, it's now 31-point blowouts or something in the first 28-point blowouts. So you're still 4 touchdown spreads in these first opening games. So, yeah, absolutely. I think if they really want to play and the CIF is pot committed on trying to get a state playoff or whatever done, then they need to take less teams into the playoffs. Now you're going to have less access. But if they want to play, otherwise they just got to get rid of those into games and they got to say we play the CIF championships, you win your division, you're the champ. But congratulations.
If you go from like 16 teams in a playoff bracket down to 8, you're losing a lot of gates, right? Like that's a lot of money you're going to be out on.
I think that's a decision they're going to have to make. Yeah.
But here's the funny part is you go to the first part of CIF, playing for a CIF championship, and you go to those games are packed. Let's just use Vista Murrieta as an example. They would be packed playing for a CIF championship. If they go beyond that, you go to those games, they're not as crowded as they were playing for a CIF championship.
Usually the CIF title games have more people than like those regional games.
The regional games are silly.
And they're not making. If they're going to do a true state champion, then they should reseed after they have a CIF championship. You pick the best 2 teams from each division, so you're not playing those regional games because they're not making the money they're not generating that kind of money.
They're not state championship games anyway. The state championship game is the champion of the North, who is generally De La Salle, versus the champion division, right? Of the of the Pac-5 or whatever that's called.
Division 1.
Division 1,
yeah.
Mater Dei, or Bosco, or maybe Centennial if they can win 2 games against those guys. But literally, you're talking about that's the state champion. So everybody else can have their state champion shirts and their state, but you're not. The state champion is whoever wins the game between Mater Dei or Bosco or occasionally Centennial versus Concord de La Salle, almost always. They say Folsom is really loaded.
Yes.
I know you're a Folsom guy.
Northern California.
The word is this is.
I love that prison.
This is a Folsom. This is a Folsom team for the ages. That's what people are saying now.
So this could be the year.
This could be the year that maybe somebody could get De La Salle. We're 3 or 4 years into Bob Ladouceur being out.
Yep.
De La Salle seems as maybe. I mean, they're still phenomenal for a team up there, but seems maybe come back a little bit. They're not beating Mater Dei. They're not beating. So this may be a year Folsom could. They say this is a generationally good Folsom team.
That's what's interesting because they move teams. When you have the regional games that we were talking about, you get them from different sections. Like, for example, Folsom and De La Salle are not in the same section. They won't see each other in the playoffs until they meet like in a regional game. Same thing down here. Like when we have, let's say, Centennial go up against Helix, I don't know, from San Diego. Like we don't get to see those matchups until they see each other in that regional bowl game. But if Folsom's going to beat De La Salle, they'll have to go through them in a regional game like that.
Well, I like I said, from the word that I'm hearing from up there is that Folsom is the best they've ever been. Now, Folsom's been very good. Jake Browning, Folsom.
Yes.
Folsom's been very good. And they say this is the quintessential Folsom team. So it'll be interesting to see if they're really that level. And if so, how does that compare to the Mater Dei or Bosco or whoever they end up getting of the all-star teams down here?
The Warden's kid's got a great arm up there, I heard.
The Warden's
kid has got a phenomenal arm. He can throw a football over that mountain.
Like Uncle Rico?
Yes, he definitely.
Hey, so we got the new Raincross Conference too, Vinny. Like here between, it's the old Inland Valley League, the Sun Belt League. You throw in Notre Dame, you throw in Orange Vista. That top tier is the Ivy League. They're bringing back a little bit of tradition here, naming it the Ivy League. Heritage, Rancho Verde, Paloma Valley, Valley View. Those 4 schools in this top tier of the Raincross Conference, the Ivy League. The last game of the season, I believe this is by design. I don't think it was an accident. Heritage against Rancho Verde. That was the CIF championship game not too long ago. The idea of these power conferences, do you think that might catch on with high school football and more leagues could lump together and form something like this?
I like the idea, and Dennis Pope, I hope Dennis Pope's listening, of
Pope.
Promotion relegation, which is kind of what you have in that.
He's a soccer guy. That's
right?
what they do, right?
Guys go up and down, and Pope is always complaining on his Twitter that we don't do that in American soccer, and that's part of our problem. But I think promotion relegation is a cool deal because, look, if you win and you deserve to win, you should go into those harder leagues. You should play harder teams. And so I'm all for the promotion relegation angle of the conference. I think that's really cool. I think they should, I teach at Oak Hills. I think they should take something like that up there. Silverado should be playing against Oak Hills and Serrano and Apple Valley and Burroughs rather than playing in that other league. So I would like to see promotion relegation. I think that's really interesting. This, again, is supposed to be a very, very good Rancho Verde team. Pete Duffy's back there with a lot of talent. So
the quarterback's back. The 2 running backs are back. They got receivers back.
They got guys. This is supposed to be a really good Rancho Verde team. So I know Heritage had a lot of seniors. Shaw White, those
but
guys.
I feel like
seniors.
they're
always good.
They're
always good, and they got guys to replace them. Yeah. They'll be good. But I think if you just look at it from the outside in, I think Rancho Verde probably is the team to beat in that situation, unless Heritage. They got guys. I mean, there's guys hanging out.
They got some hidden gems down there.
So they may come out and show up.
They've got a new back. We've already reached out to Heritage. Carlos, remember the name? Carlos Ruelas. Carlos Ruelas.
Who was the other guy that we were talking about? Javi, what was his name? The running back. He was number 22. I can picture him right now running wild. because he was.
Estrada,
Oh
2
man,
years ago,
I'm gonna
right?
look. I'm drawing a blank.
2
Yeah,
years ago,
because last year was Sherrod White and
He
James
was the
Phillips.
MVP of the All-Star game.
Yes, Javier Luna.
Luna
time.
Luna
There
time,
it
yes.
is.
You know,
They always got guys like that just step
Oh, no,
up.
they
You're
got
like, Who
guys.
is this guy? Like,
No, they
he's-
got guys.
Yeah.
They got guys, and they're don't cry for Heritage. Heritage is gonna be totally fine. My point being that I think Rancho Verde has a very, very, very good team. A lot of those guys were young. Quarterback was a sophomore, I believe, and so they got guys. And getting Pete Duffy back there,
Yeah.
who worked miracles at Murrieta Valley, I think is a big deal for Rancho Verde. So should be interesting. I think that obviously will be the game for that league championship. But I think Rancho Verde's got a chance to maybe make some noise, even going up to Division II.
Hey, speaking of Heritage, their non-league schedule might be the toughest in all
ridiculous.
the Inland Empire. I think they have Oak Hills on the
They do
schedule.
have Oak Hills.
They've got Cajon on the schedule.
Ooh.
Like they have.
Oak Hills has Cajon too. That could be like
that's
that could be
right.
like a round robin.
They're
Cajon
not too
comes
far
to
apart,
Oak Hills.
actually, right?
Cajon comes to Oak Hills. Yeah.
That's going to be some great non-league.
Oak Hills
football.
got some guys. Oak Hills has a good team. They have a really good team back. They had a lot of young guys last year, especially in the Lions. So that is a team that has a chance to be really, really good. I think they're probably the class of the leagues up there this year, back to being that. So they've got a good group there.
How's my boy Alex Pierce at Los Osos?
He's awesome.
Is he holding
man.
it down?
He's awesome. It's the best. I got the two best jobs in the world. Oak Hill's the best place to teach, and I'm so lucky to work for Alex at Los Osos. So things are great, man. We got some guys we're building. We're in that league. That freaking baseline league is
Brutal, right?
Is a fire-breathing dragon. So there's nothing comes easy in our league. But
you guys are going in the right direction. It sounds
I think
like.
so. I think so. We've had a really good offseason. We've got some guys, got some talent, and the passing league doesn't. Here's the deal. I've been at places where we were really bad at passing league, and you always walk out and go, well, it doesn't matter, it's just passing league. Well, we're kind of good at passing league at Oak Hill, so I'm like, man, I wish it counted for more now.
That's right. It's like spring training.
Yeah,
right?
we're kind of good
really
at
good.
it now.
now, do you look at passing league as more for your defense or for your skilled guys offensively?
It's not football. It really isn't.
No.
It's good in that the kids like it, and we have a quarterback. Our quarterback's a good player, Donovan Smith, and he's going to be really good. And so he sees the field really well, so it's good for him because it gives him a chance to see different coverages against different teams and those kind of things. But guys hold the ball for 4 seconds and throw it from right behind the line of scrimmage. Half your team's not playing.
Yeah.
I mean, your whole O-line, D-line's not playing in the thing. So, it is what it is. It like I said, we're good at it, kind of good at it at Los Osos, so I kind of wish it was worth more right now.
That's why you come in here and say, you know what, 7-on-7 is the indicator.
Man, it's so important.
It's so important.
Yeah, right. But the truth is, it doesn't mean any more now than it meant at Carter when we were horrible at it and went to the semifinals. So, it
And
is what it is.
you got to wear silly helmets. They're not even helmets.
Oh, those little. You guys do
I
the
like
foam
those.
ones?
I like
You
those
them?
things. I like those little foldy helmets.
No,
I'm with it.
I always get confused if I'm watching football or water polo.
Oh, no, in the old days of
They look
Fontana,
on.
now I'm talking about the 80s, they used to bust out those old lacrosse helmets. They were like,
I remember that. Yeah.
They were like foam rubber lacrosse
Yeah.
helmets, and they would wear those for spring football. It was awesome.
Holy
So
smokes.
I'm a lacrosse helmet, I'm a phony helmet guy.
Is there a picture of a young Vinny Fazio with one of those helmets
I'm
floating around? somewhere?
1,000% sure there's a picture of that.
If you find it,
somebody
I'd
has
love to tweet
find
that
it.
out.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's pictures of me all over that stadium.
Vinny, sit tight. We got to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk more high school football. Plus, I want to talk a little SBVC and U of R. I know you know some guys at the U of R as well.
Yeah,
Bulldogs.
good teams. Both those guys should be good this year.
And over here, Bobby's taking notes in case they see the U of R in the playoffs over here. Intern Bobby's back home. He's a big-time college football player
Captain
now.
America is in the building.
Can we tweet that picture out, Bobby? Okay, we're going to tweet out a little something special for all you guys out there in the IE. We'll be back. This is your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
Yeah, thank God it's...
How you guys doing? Coach Bass here. We're back at the BPC continuing our training series on developing power for off-season football players. So today we're going to work on a dumbbell alternating bench press, and it's all going to be about power. So Ian, what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and lie back on the bench. I love programming this drill here for linemen, really for all athletes, but especially for linemen, D linemen, because they're always great. You want to be nice. So what he's going to do, he's going to alternate. He's going to go down 2 seconds. He's going to pause 1. He's going to go up 1. Let's hit it. Good. Going really fast on the way up. So again, working on 3 different aspects of strength here. We got that slow eccentric coming down, right? We got that isometric pause there, and then we got that fast contraction coming up, that fast concentric. So like I said, we're working on 3 different aspects of strength. This is a great drill to maximize power, and we do it right here at Boost. Grind hard, stay solid. How you guys doing? Coach Bass here. I want to talk a little bit about today's training tip. We showed you guys the dumbbell alternating speed press, all right? And we talked about was a 2-1x tempo. I want to show you guys how we progress this exercise and continue to maximize power. So with that 2-1x tempo, we go down 2 seconds, we pause for 1, and we go up fast. So what we'll do is over time, we'll progress those tempos. So we'll go from a 2-1x to a 1-1x tempo. We go down 1 second, pause for 1, and we get that fast concentric contraction. And then finally we'll go to an X1X tempo where we go down fast to isometric pause and then fast up. So really what we're doing is we're just developing speed, developing power through different muscle contractions. That's how we progress our drills right here at Boost.
Welcome back to your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. The Inland Sports Show every single week, live and amplified, 3 to 6 p.m. And we're always brought to you by Catalano Motors in Corona off of Temescal Canyon Road. Listen, we're here to help. We're trying to put money back in your pocket. Jeff doesn't use shampoo or cut his hair. That's how he saves money. But if you go to Catalano Motors, you can save $500 on any vehicle by simply mentioning the Inland Sports Show. So if you're out there shopping for a car, a truck, SUV, a sports car, anything, go to Catalano Motors first off Temescal Canyon Road, mention the Inland Sports Show, and put money in your pocket just like that. CatalanoCars.com. We got our best friend Vinny Fazio in the house. He's looking good. He just got back from Legoland. He's refreshed. He's ready for the season.
He doesn't have on a bow tie, though. I didn't
recognize him. He walked in like, who is this guy?
I didn't know if we're on camera. The bow tie's a camera thing.
Oh, we're on camera, but we're on camera.
It's happening.
Yeah.
Well, I should have dressed up.
Yeah.
You guys didn't tell me. I thought I had a face for radio.
Yeah.
Dressed up for the radio.
Here's the rules. Next time you come in, you got to either be shirtless or wear a bow tie.
I didn't figure there was any way they were putting you on camera.
Oh yeah, hey, this is.
I thought this was radio only.
Are you kidding me? We're getting all these cosmetics firms or want to mess with my face.
You heard him. He lotions up every
I'm
show.
supple.
He shaves his head. He's
I'm
ready
sure
to
he
go.
lotions up.
Hey, trust me. I am so supple, guys.
You would think Jeff was just born. He's just like a little big, huge baby.
I'll let you all rub on me a little bit later if you feel the need to feel some baby skin.
Please don't.
We got Vinny Fazio in the house. Vinny, here's what I wanted to ask you, because you're the offensive coordinator for Los Osos High School. We love Los Osos. Alex Pierce is one of the best dudes out there. But when I hear Vinny Fazio, everyone knows Vinny Fazio, but when I hear Vinny Fazio, my Vinny Fazio hangs his hat on defense. You're coaching the offense. How did this all come about?
Well, I've been doing offense for a few years. When I was with my dad at Eisenhower and
Skip
at Eisenhower and Merida Valley and Ramona, he was doing the defense. So I was doing the offense. I've been doing offense for a few years. You pick things up and you learn things. I've been lucky to work with some really good offensive coaches. Jeff Thomas, who's at Puget Sound now, and Jim Good, who's at the University of Redlands. I've got to know him, and of course Coach Maynard and Coach Candell. So, you pick things up, and Coach Pierce I think we have very similar ideas about football and what's good and what we want to do and those kind of things. So, that was the position they needed. And certainly I'm not a guy that says, well, I got to be this guy or I got to be that guy, or, I just like to coach, and we got great kids at Los Osos. So it never really is a thing of, well, I got to be the defensive coordinator. I got to be, I just want to coach and be around the kids and so we're doing it. Now
you're a lifer. Obviously, your father, a longtime coach, and you grew up always wanting to be a coach. A lot like I was, wanting to be a basketball coach. When you come into a program, are you a coach that says I'm going to run this no matter what, or do you look at your personnel and you say, because you've been around the game so long, do you kind of morph your offense or your defense based on the guys you have?
Yeah, it's very much based on the guys you have.
So you're not going to come in saying we're going to run the spread. If you don't have guys that can run the spread, do you run something that fits your guys?
I think you run what fits your guys. I think whatever fits your talent. That's our job as coaches, is to put our kids in the best situation to succeed. And if we have kids that run the ball better, or that block down better, or that block zone better, or that throw 5-step drop better, whatever we have, those are the things we're going to have to emphasize in our package. That's our job. So I think it's silly guys that come in and go, well, we're going to run the spread because we're a spread team.
Yeah.
Well, that's great.
But you got to have guys that can.
You better have the guys that can do it. Yeah. Or we're going to run the whatever. The wing T because we're a wing T team. You run what benefits your kids and puts them in the best situation to succeed.
Yeah. Because you do see a lot of coaches, and we're not throwing guys under the bus, but a lot of egos in high school football across the board. And there are guys that are going to come in and they go, hey, we're going to run this no matter what we do. And their programs are usually short-lived, and the program lasts 3 years and there's somebody else coming in.
Yeah, I think the better guys, the better guys that I've known have always been able to adapt. Even back in the Fontana days, they used to say, well, Fontana only runs 3 plays or whatever, but our offense always adapted.
Until you stop them, right?
It always adapted. Who was it, the tailback? Was it the fullback? Was it the wing? Could we throw a little more? When we had Kurt Brooks here, and we had Kurt, we threw the ball. Now, that was because, of course, Coach Brooks' mom said that, his mom was married to the head coach. So she said, you better throw Kurt the ball. But we threw, we had Kurt, we had quarterbacks, we threw. So, Coach Brewick, good coaches adapt. and that's the way it is. If you're married to a scheme, the least important thing in football is scheme. I really mean that. The very least important thing is scheme. It's being able to coach your kids, to get the technique right, to get them to do what you want them to do, and to get them to play really hard and confident in their system. Any coach that tells you, well, I got the perfect scheme, that guy probably isn't great. I mean, I'm just being honest with you. The least important
life,
thing,
the guy who has all the answers doesn't know what's going on.
The least important thing in coaching football is scheme. The most important thing is coaching your kids. You know that.
Yeah.
You know that, Coach. Coaching your kids in the techniques, getting them confident in what you're doing, getting them able to do the things you're asking them to do and play hard and play fast and do the little things well. That's coaching. If somebody tells you got the magic scheme, if somebody had a magic scheme, everybody would be running it. There wouldn't be all these different schemes. There's different things because lots of different things work. It depends on getting your kids ready to do it.
Now, we know who the traditional powers are, obviously, in the baseline league. But when you look at the league this year, Vinny, are you hoping, are you feeling, are you optimistic that this year could be more open than previous years in terms of challenging for a league championship?
Everybody's extremely good. Upland's extremely good. Justin Flo is out of this world. Just absolutely out of this world. Put on film of Justin Flo if you haven't.
I just looked at like the ESPN top 200, like the top or 250 in the top nation. He was like in the top 100 somewhere. I forget what the number.
His highlight film, and he's only played 1 year. So he played as a freshman too. But his highlight film was as impressive of a highlight film as you'll see. The most impressive highlight film I ever saw was Noel Devine. You guys remember Noel Devine, West Virginia? Yeah. He had the best high school highlight film I ever saw. If Justin Flo plays for 2 more years, because Justin Flo could go lay on the beach for the next 2 years and have 50 scholarship offers. That's how good he is. I mean, usually when guys say, this kid's amazing, he's the best thing since sliced bread, it's almost never true. This is true. This kid is 100% that good. So Upland is fantastic. Rancho Cucamonga's still got a lot of great guys. Etowana's got a ton of talent. Damien's, everybody's good. Damien's good and well coached. Chino Hills has got a ton of history and is well coached. So it's a slog, man. They're good every week.
CBL, Baseline, Southwestern League, which obviously being the former head coach at Marietta Valley. There's certain leagues where you just know every single Friday night in October is going to be a battle.
I think the Southwestern League's really interesting this year.
It is.
With Vista Marietta, with a new coach, Coach Peterson now back at Vista Marietta.
Another Coley Candell disciple.
Coley Candell's kind of back around the program now, and Marietta Mesa's really improved under Coach Turner.
They were a semifinalist last year. In fact, they're going to join us on the show.
He's done a fantastic job. Coach Raymer, they've got some excitement around the program now at CHAP. I think Coach Esposito is going to get Temecula Valley better. Now how much can he do with? They're going to be young and all that. But
takes time.
They're going to get better, certainly. And of course, Marietta Valley has Hank Bachmeyer, who, we were just doing this exercise. Name the 4 best players. Name the 5 best players in the Inland Empire. Hank Bachmeyer's one of them, right? I mean, he's got to come out right there. So, I think that league's really interesting this year.
Yeah, you can only go up if you're Bert Esposito. I mean, what did he say when he was on the show? Was it yesterday? He said they were 0-27 or whatever, and he's looking. He says, "Hey, they've got some guys finally in there. They're going to run. Try to get into lifting weights, and it's going to take a couple of years, but yeah,
because he hasn't lost.
Well, that's what Los Osos before Alex Pierce took over was 2-28 on the 3 levels. So that's 2 years ago. They're 2-28. And so, they won 5 games, 5-6 last year and made the playoffs. So, I mean, that it can happen, but like I said, I think that Temecula Valley's probably got a little ways to go in terms of building the talent back up, but Coach Esposito's the right guy.
Yeah.
They're going to get better. They're going to be competitive. He won't let them not be. So, I think that league's really interesting. I think the CBL is Cajones to
We'll ask the next guy, right?
Really good.
Can you hang out, Vinny?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take another break. When we come back, we'll talk about the guy trying to dethrone Cajon High School. The head coach of the Citrus Valley Blackhawks, Kurt Bruick, and his team. They're up next here on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM.
Yeah, thank God it's Friday.
Jeff Corum.
I just did the math. We have 10 grown men in our little studio right now. It's a lot of dudes. Welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. We're always brought to you by Spoiled. Quick, quality oil change. In fact, right now you're looking at your car and you know you're overdue. Get your oil change, new wiper blades. You get a mint and a flower on the way out. Spoiled, quick quality oil change off of Alessandro Boulevard on the 215 between Riverside and Moreno Valley. We love you, Spoiled. Right now, listen, it's our pledge to the IE that we talk high school football every single day on the Inland Sports Show. We're live from 3 to 6 p.m. every weekday in the IE. Today, we got the Citrus Valley Blackhawks in the house. Coach Kurt Bruick, when the news broke that you were taking over the Blackhawks, we had you, call in. I appreciate that. Now we finally got you in studio. I'm still having to get used to seeing you in different colors, but you look good. Are you excited about this year's team?
Pep, I'm super excited. We have a great group of kids, and they've been very responsive to our coaching style. Having a stadium and having great facilities is something I never imagined would happen. 20 years as a head coach, never got on a bus every single week. So just walking out for the spring game and just doing our little concrete walk and saying, wow, this is our house. This is my house. It's been amazing. It's been amazing.
That is a change for you because now you do have a home field, right? And technically you are closer to home, I think, from proximity to where your house is. So a lot of things are different for the Bruick family, but it seems like for the better, right?
Yeah, definitely better for the family. I am 4 miles from my house now. This is my daughter's home school. So she will be at Citrus Valley next year. And it's kind of where she wanted to be. She's already made varsity songs, so I'll get to see her on the sidelines Friday night. And she's actually the freshman class president, so she's made her mark right away. She came in. So for my sweet Tora, we're excited to have her. And for me, it's something new. I had my own kid at school, even though these guys are like my sons. But to have my own kid at my own school is going to be fantastic.
It means we're getting old. My kids are getting old, too. I'm like, oh, my gosh. High school? You brought in some of your guys as well. We've got Gavin Martinez, Eddie Chang, Ruben Tahaka, and Diamond Ferguson all in the house from Citrus Valley. And, Coach, you were telling me these guys were starters on this Blackhawks team from a season ago. So is it exciting to have guys that, they've gone through the program. Obviously, they've gone through a change with head coach, but it sounds like they're all excited about the future. But you've got guys who you can kind of maybe build around.
Yeah, and, and there are a lot of junior starters, too. I just brought the 4 senior returning starters. The good thing about watching film and seeing is there were a lot of sophomores who played a lot of minutes last year. So there's a lot to build on. But like I said, I wanted to reward these seniors and bring them in for their first little radio spot. So you can fire away at them.
Where's Gavin at? Big Gavin right there in the middle. Look at him. I think he stuck his chest out a little bit. Yeah. We got Gavin Martinez, the center, the offensive lineman. We all know it starts up front with the big guys. Gavin, from what you've seen so far, like going through spring ball and whatnot, and I know you guys are in the weight room a lot. What do you like about this year's group at Citrus Valley?
I feel like more discipline has come to the program, and it's gotten all together. And I just love how all of us are coming together as a team, and finally being one as a unit. And it's just great coming in, even in weight room and in spring ball.
Now Eddie Chang over here wins the hair game in the studio today. Eddie. What do you like about this year's team, and where do you think you guys might be better or improve upon from last season?
I think we're gonna improve on the leadership and the team coming together because we're all together. We like being here, and we enjoy spending time together.
That's important. If you don't like being around these guys, like if you don't like Diamond over here, it's gonna be a long day every single day at Citrus Valley High School. Ruben Tanaka, defensive lineman. Who's on your shirt over there? What Laker is that?
Elgin Baylor.
Are you excited about LeBron?
Yes, very excited about LeBron.
Okay. Yeah, because we've heard mixed reviews. Some people are super excited, and some are like, I'm Team Kobe. So I'm like, comparisons are going to come. But we're talking Citrus Valley football here. Ruben, as a defensive lineman, you've got to get after that quarterback on the opposing team. There's some good ones in the Citrus Belt League that you're going to go up against. For your role on this team, how important is it for you guys to make the other offense uncomfortable every single snap?
It's very important because it sets the tone for the rest of the field. Because if you get to the quarterback, it messes him up, and then he can throw a pick or he can mess up, and he doesn't get his reads right.
And when you see that hotline bling, It's Diamond Ferguson on the other end. Safety for the Citrus Valley Blackhawks. He's got the coolest shirt. Eddie wins the hair game, but Diamond wins the shirt game today, although the Elgin Baylor shirt's pretty cool as well. Diamond, describe what a practice might feel like or look like with Coach Bruick here. He's been around the block. He comes from he's local royalty. You guys know that, right? He's football royalty in the Inland Empire.
Oh, yeah.
How would you describe what a football practice is like with Coach Bruick?
It's pretty intense, pretty good, and yeah.
How does he make you better?
He makes us better by more discipline. Like what Gavin was saying, he gives us more discipline. He's a smart coach. Yeah.
Coach Bruick, let me ask you, because I've seen enough of your practices that you almost treat them like a college practice. Every single second, every single minute seems like it's mapped out. There's a purpose to it. You guys go from drill to drill. Everything's on the hustle, on the hop. I mean, how do you utilize every single second that you have with these guys, especially here in the spring going into summer now?
It takes a lot of planning. It takes a lot of organization. But where we're heading in education right now is career and college readiness. So why not transition that from just not only the classroom, but on the football field where it is my classroom? So with that being said, I want these guys to experience what a college practice would be like, or what I envision a college practice to be like. Everybody's two platoon. We're wearing different colors. We go against each other. We go versus. But the key is knowing the kids and knowing what they can handle. The first day of practice in spring, and these guys will probably laugh, we got out there the first day, and I had this vision, and boy, it wasn't very good. So we had to actually repeat the same practice the next day because they hadn't learned how to practice yet. So the next day we came out, and it was way better. But what we're learning is, and what I talked to them about a couple days ago, is anytime we do something for the first time, they seem to be really bad at it. So we have to get them more comfortable. And anything, even game situations, that kind of stuff. We were doing like a scramble drill the other day, and there's rules for us. If a quarterback's scrambling, the receivers have to do this and that, and they couldn't figure it out. And so it just really hit me like, wow, these guys have a lot to learn, and when they're uncomfortable, they're not very good. So one of the things we need to do in practice is raise that intensity level, raise that discipline level, get them excited, but then cause some anxiety so that when they get in a game, they're going to be okay. They're not going to freak out and not be very good. That's the plan.
The good news is it's July 13th and not August 23rd, right? So that's the good news. You still have a little bit of time to get ready for that season opener. It's on the road at Valley View, right?
Yep.
They've got a new red field going in. Have you guys heard about that?
No, I haven't heard about that. That's cool.
I think it's going to be an all red field. I think they're on Instagram or something like that, and they were tweeting out pictures of how the field's coming along and stuff. And I think it's going to be, the Smurf turf at Boise State.
Eastern Washington has a red field.
It's going to be all red. So
that's cool.
Are you excited for that first game, Coach? Do you want to just get it out of the way? I mean, what's your feelings going into that first game on the road at Valley View?
I'm always excited. This is my 21st year as a head coach. I've been excited since I was 26, taking over my first program. But, I'm excited for the boys. I'm excited in the way they're reacting. I'm excited that they feel going out on the field that they're going to accomplish big things. Their attitude is positive. Their bodies have changed. They've gotten put on a lot more muscle. So the confidence is there. Now, again, we'll get to game one when we get there. But right now it's just developing them every day.
So the week of week 0, you'll have a scrimmage, right?
Yes.
Who's your scrimmage against? I'm just curious.
Our scrimmage is against Drupa Hills, which my sister's the AD there, as you know.
I wonder how he hooked that one up, right?
And their head coach is one of my former players / coaches, Citos Morenas.
Sure.
Ontario, where my good friend John Kuzlak, I was in his wedding. I was one of the guys in his wedding. He's the coach there. And then Citrus Hill, who Zumwalt and me are pretty tight, so they needed a scrimmage, and so we made it we're making it a 4-way.
So when you have a scrimmage like that, it's important that you're comfortable with those other head coaches and teams, right? Because everyone's got to come out healthy. Like, you want to work on certain things. Like, you've got to be able to have some sort of a comfort level in these scrimmages.
Yeah, you have to be able to trust your opposing coaches and know that, hey, if we say nobody touched the quarterback, that's what that means. You know, you can't see a guy running in cheap shotting somebody. You want to stay away from that at all costs. So you always want to scrimmage a coach that you can trust. And so that's why we picked, who we're going to scrimmage.
You guys hang around one more segment?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll have more with the Citrus Valley Blackhawks, and we'll talk about their upcoming season. Again, the season opener will be August 24th. That's a Week 1 game against the Valley View Eagles. We'll be back. You're listening to your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show, on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
Yeah.
Station Center Way. The IE Job Fair will feature some of the best businesses in the Inland Empire looking for new talent. Breakout session from HR executive and local.
We focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. We just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. You come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
First rep in the event center.
Yeah, we have beauty mark on her forehead. A couple subtle differences. Madison's face.
basketball environment that's going to be created here. First rep in the event center.
Yeah, we have beauty mark on her forehead. A couple subtle differences. Madison's face.
Inland Sports Show. Here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Gorham.
Nobody pray for me. It been a day for me. Yeah.
Welcome back to your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM, live and amplified every single day, 3 to 6 p.m. It's our pledge to talk IE football every single day on this very show. You can only talk about LeBron James for so much. Am I right? These guys are like, no, I don't know. You can probably talk about LeBron for a while now.
We talked about it on the car ride over.
Did you? Right? Everybody's talking.
And we were like, Kobe should come out of retirement. We're on that mode. They should play together.
That would be kind of cool, though, right? But the Lakers want to win, so keep Kobe out there. Ken Sporting Goods. He's old, man. I'm getting old. I get it. I can't even, take a step without pulling something. Ken Sporting Goods, more than 40 years in the Inland Empire, providing you with all of your sporting gear needs. And, of course, they can do Letterman's jackets for your entire team or maybe your company or your business. They got embroidery and screen printing right there in their shop. Ken Sporting Goods off the 15 freeway in Norco, kensportinggoods.com. Well, Coach Bruick, we were talking about the start of the season. We were just talking about with Vinny Fazio about the same thing, that week 0, I know you guys have a week 1 game to kick everything off, but week 0 is August 17th, which is just about a month away from right now. It's early this year. Where do you fall on this early start to the season?
I'm not a fan of it just because it gives you less time to prepare. When it's all said and done, you want to make sure your kids are in shape. So, for number one, injury prevention. As your weeks get shorter, you find yourself kind of handcuffed in what you can and can't do. The other problem is if you're a week 0, you're scrimmaging right around when school is just beginning.
Yeah. August 10th would be a scrimmage.
Yeah, and so you're not. There's routines you need to follow. There's all kinds of things you need to get into, and so you're not able to do it. Your game day routine, your practice week routine with school and then practice. Traditionally when you have your first practice or your first day of school, your practice is horrible because it's a lot for the kids to handle on the first day. So you just kind of expect it. But if you're in a game week, on that first, you can't afford to have a bad practice. So those are all things that I think it's kind of scary.
So at least you don't have a week 0, right?
Yeah,
at least in your book, you feel like you have an extra
yeah.
week to have what looks like more of a normal season. So I'm assuming you inherited your schedule, right? Did you have to add any games to this
we actually,
schedule?
as we rolled onto it, we had Sanji scheduled for a 0 week, but I was adamantly against it. We worked something out to where we picked up Silverado, which really, really put a whooping on these guys last year. So they're excited to see if they've gotten any better, and that'll be a week 4 game. So we traded a 0 for a 4, so we could have a complete 10, 1 through 10.
So you'll start week 1, you'll play all the way through, and hopefully at the end a playoff berth, right, at the end of the season.
Fingers crossed.
When you, obviously Citrus Valley's not that old yet, but it's still a relatively new program. When you come to a school like this who's enjoyed a little bit of success in a playoff berth, but they want to take that next step. Isn't that the logical thing, is to take that next step, which would be a playoff win in advance? I know the East Valley division? I think they
maybe Mountain.
They were in the Mountain Valley League, but the East Valley division was Rim of the World and them.
But I wasn't following back then. I know I was gearing up for
You were busy winning state titles. I get it. But they've had a little bit of success. But I feel like you came over to this program with the thought, you know what, we're going to build something here. We got big goals.
That's the plan. Again, it takes a lot of confidence to do what I'm doing. And it's uncomfortable almost at times. You don't know what's going to happen. But, I feel like I'm at a point in my life where this is a great move for me. And for the kids, I think they're already starting to experience what it's like, what the change is like, and the attitude. Not just me. I brought all my coaches with me. There was only maybe 2 or 3 coaches who couldn't come with us. The rest of them are all there, and I checked with everybody before making the move. I consulted every single one of my guys and said, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. Where do you stand? And fortunately for me, I have a super loyal coaching staff. So basically, they all came over. So though the kids are new, I'm not training a bunch of new coaches. And I think that's a huge factor in when you decide to take a new program or do what I've done. If you don't have a cohesive staff, it's gonna be a little bit of a struggle. But I believe because those guys are all on board, it's made it really, really smooth.
Gavin, let me ask you, and this is absolutely no slight to, the previous coach or anyone at the school, but what was the buzz like when you guys heard that Coach Bruick was coming over to Citrus Valley? Because it was huge news. We were all talking about it. It was all over social media. People were fired up. What was it like being a player hearing that news?
We were kind of just nervous and thinking, like, who's going to be our new coach coming this season? And then we heard, we're like, wow, Brooke actually is deciding to come over. Like, out of all the coaches in the IE or whatever, he decided to come. I'm like, wow, because usually he's a big Rev guy. I was like, wow, he's actually coming over. And then from there, it was just all greatness to me. And it was awesome.
Eddie, let me ask you, what anything that you thought about Coach Bruick and then you actually got to meet him that was different? Like, you're like, oh, man, he looks mean, or he looks intimidating, and oh, he's a nice guy. I mean, what would you think about Coach? And then you actually got to meet Coach and get to know him.
I thought he was gonna be like a mean kind of, like strict. You can't like have fun with it. Like, he's just like a strict person. But then you get to meet him. He's like your friend, and then he gets to know you. It becomes like a family relationship, and it's just great. It's great to know.
Ruben, how has the team gotten better in the last couple of months since Coach Bruick has been on board? I know there's certain things that you guys can and can't do. A lot of time is spent in the weight room. But how have you guys gotten better, you think?
We've gotten a lot stronger, and it's faster pace. So you're used to moving. You're used to like not sitting around. You're used to moving left and right, doing this, doing that. Obviously, you got stronger because the weight room's gotten a little better. It's gotten stricter. That's pretty much it.
And Diamond, in those practices, it maybe just you individually, like, where have you seen your own personal growth? Like, man, I feel stronger, I feel faster, like, sideline to sideline. Like, how have you grown?
As a DB, I grown better in like my backpedaling and stuff, and like coverages and my man coverage, and like what Ruben was saying, the weight room is like it's making me better, and I got way faster and stuff. Yeah.
Lot of changes going on at Citrus Valley right now, Coach. October 19th. You know what's on that date?
I don't.
You guys are playing Redlands East Valley. Obviously, it's a league game, right? I mean,
that's a long time away. That's a long time away.
But did you? I don't know. Look at the schedule. I mean, maybe your biggest concern was trying to get out of that week 0. It sounds like when you look at the schedule.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
I mean, did you circle like, oh, that's a big game, or is it just another CDL game?
Personally, I'm not looking forward to it. I love those kids over there. They were my family. And that was the hardest part about leaving. Was leaving the kids. So I mean, obviously, they were hurt and mad and all that kind of stuff, and I don't blame them one bit. But at the same time, I'm not looking forward to playing them at all. To be perfectly honest with you, that's going to be a rough night for me personally. I have my new team, and we're going to keep it classy, and we're going to make sure that we just play on the field. And this is with every city rivalry team, whether it's Redlands or Rev. They're friends. They know each other. They talk to each other. And there should be no reason for a breakup in friendship over a football game. It should be a friendly rivalry. You play the game, and then afterwards you shake hands, you hug. You're back to – they all grew up playing, little boy football together. So, at what point I hope that I am not instrumental in bringing any kind of animosity to that kind of game. That's to me that's silly. That's not what I coach for. So hopefully it's a spirited, friendly game. And afterwards everyone shakes hands and we go on our way.
I think it's safe to say once you get into Citrus Belt League play, every single Friday night is going to be a battle. I know you guys lost Miller and Eisenhower inside the CBL. Every Friday night's going to be tough. Cajon has turned into this juggernaut. They've had this great run now. When you look at the CBL, I mean, what's kind of the expectations for this Blackhawks team? Like we were talking about making the playoffs, maybe compete for a league title. You guys are division,
it's 7 now.
7? So, yeah. I mean, if you get to the playoffs, anything can happen in D7.
Somehow we got moved up. We were in Division 8.
You were 8 last year.
We were 8, and we went like 4-6 and 5-6 the last 2 years, and all of a sudden we're in 7. That's kind of interesting in itself. So I don't know why that would have happened. But, yeah, our goal is to get in the playoffs, To set our sights on league titles and all that kind of stuff, I think it's a little premature. And I'm not saying, if it happened, maybe we would be the only ones not surprised. But that's not where we're not here for that. We're here to make the playoffs and to make a run at the D7 title. I mean, obviously competitive equity, that's where you fit in. Then teams we're going to be on a level playing field when we get there. So that's the goal. But we got to get through preseason. We got to get through the season. You got to have some kind of a winning record. And looking at our schedule. And looking at the CIF rankings, the big power rankings, we're ranked below every team, all 10 teams. We're ranked below them. So going in, we're in a good, on paper, we're an underdog every single week. So we got.
That's not such a bad thing.
No,
right?
We got our work cut out. I'm just not used to it.
Yeah.
So we got our work cut out for us. And again, like these teams that we're playing, I haven't seen them before. Because I was on a different like a Division II, a level we're watching Norco and Upland and these kind of schools.
Yeah.
To where now I have to reacquaint myself and my staff has to reacquaint themselves with different schools. Who they look on film very, very good. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be definitely fun.
Just get to the playoffs, and once you get there, especially in D7, I think you guys can make some serious noise.
Don't make any predictions yet.
You guys are going all the way. I can feel it right now. You've already played a ton of big games at Citrus Valley High School when you were the head coach of the Wildcats. So does it almost feel like you're home? You've been on that field so many times. I mean, you've played state playoff games. You played Ridgeview in the state playoffs at that field. I mean, does it feel like, hey, this place feels like home already?
When I'm on the sidelines, yes. But every other part of that, no. We didn't use the locker room. We didn't use, we tried to just
show up and play on the field.
And we were, the gypsy mentality that we had. That's what we kind of did. So now the ability to start our own traditions, our brand new traditions, like using the weight room as our staging area, coming out of a big, blow up tunnel, things like that. That's something that I've never experienced, and I don't think that the boys are, because I set a lot of rituals, pregame rituals, things that they're going to go through every week, so they stay comfortable, and they get used to. So again, because anytime it's a first with these guys, I'm losing hair.
Takes a couple times, but they figure it out though.
Exactly. So the field, once I'm on the sidelines, everything's great, but the build up into then and then the post game and not having to get on a bus afterwards and not having to, that kind of stuff to me is new. And that so to answer your question, yes and no. That's the only way I can say it.
Well, it sounds like, you're trying to build some consistency with this team in terms of, like you said, like what you do in the pregame and whether it's running out of like a big inflatable or however you guys do it. But at the same time, are you trying to introduce maybe some new wrinkles? Like, are you doing anything different? Like, you know what? I got a new program. It's kind of like a new start. Like, I want to do something different this time.
Everything's different. And it's given me a chance to reinvent myself. But, even our weight program's different. The way we lift is different. I mean, there's so many things. I didn't want to bring anything over, because I didn't want them to think they were like the little Rev. I wanted them to have their own identity. So it's been really cool. After again 20 years as a head coach, going like, you know what? Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's try this instead. So the core values are always going to be there because that's what I believe in. But everything is everything's good for change.
Have you picked out your clothes for game 1 against Valley View?
I have not yet.
Or has your wife picked out your clothes yet?
She might have it already hanging, but I have not as of yet. I'm not sure what the boys are wearing yet. Now that you're telling me there's a red field we're gonna play.
I think it's all red.
I think I need to
Google
we need to coordinate. So we're gonna figure it out. We'll definitely figure it out.
Well, the Blackhawks will open the season August 24th. That is week 1 on the road at Valley View in Moreno Valley. Coach, it's always good to see you. Thank you guys for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. You guys are looking big and strong, so I think the Blackhawks will have a big season this year in the CBL. And Coach B, it's always good to see you. Tell your dad I said hello.
I sure will.
Is he going to be hanging out on the sidelines a little bit?
He'll always be. He's in the end zone. He'll be in the end zone most weeks. So.
That's the Citrus Valley Blackhawks here on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. When we come back, guys, guess what we're going to talk about?
Kobe,
LeBron James, the Lakers, those guys, right? You're listening to your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM.
Yeah.
We're a small family-owned, strive for quality pre-owned vehicles. We're not a volume dealer, and we take every deal as personal to us. We're a low-stress environment. We're not a pressure sales house. If you want to shop us, you're more than welcome to shop us. We have, like I said, great rates, competitive financing, a lot of one-owner, clean Carfax, clean title vehicles. As you see, we have Carfax everywhere. That's most important to us, to educate our customers before they make a purchase. We're right off of Ontario, right off a couple exits off the 15 freeway, off Cajelco, off El Cerrito, and we're right on the main drag going into Dos Logos and the Crossings. We have great financing, we have great lenders that we're using. We do buy, sell, trade, cash for your car. Whatever we need to do to help accommodate the customer, that's what we're here for. We have a little bit of everything. We start at about $69.95 and go all the way up to $100,000. We have Escalades, we have commuters, we have pickup trucks, we have Jeeps, sport utilities, and if we don't have it, our specialty is finding you exactly what you're looking for.
Thank God, first of all. I thank the great people that I've got around me that help support me, the people that work for me. As I started, if it wasn't for the people around me, we probably wouldn't be here right now, but I've got a great staff. I've got great people that do stuff for us outside the store, and we've been very, very fortunate. Our service is impeccable, and we just keep trying to get better every year. We can do online stuff for your teams, as well as, like I said, the screen printing, the embroidery. We also have 3 women that do extra sewing for us, like tackle tool on uniforms, or the bling or rhinestones for different shirts for the ladies. That's why we have certain racks just for certain schools, and the fun about that is that it turns into other schools that may come in here that aren't as close, that we can do stuff for them as well. We've had very, very good customers throughout the years, and it's just been a blast.
All right, guys, how is the nice, cool new studio? I mean, literally, it's cool. It feels great.
There's an air conditioner in there. All I know is these high school football guys smelled like high school football guys. And it made the studio smell like a locker room.
we're all hot and stinky and sweaty in here. That's what happens.
Not me.
We close the door. It's not very cool. It feels like a sauna.
Hey, Vinny and I, we were next door.
Oh, I noticed you left. I noticed.
We were hanging out. There was a nice, cool breeze. Somebody brought us a Mai Tai. Oh, yeah. I'll tell you what.
It's like sitting in first class when you go next door to our new studio.
We are moving from the like we're like the Jeffersons. We're moving on up to the east side. We're in a deluxe apartment in the sky. This, my friends, is like the dregs of humanity right here. There's ants in here. There's chiggers. There are bugs like you wouldn't believe.
It's hot. We've got the smallest studio. I mean, even La Preciosa has a bigger studio than
there's
us.
nobody even in that studio.
There's nobody.
It is run by ghosts.
Now you guys aren't bumping La Preciosa, are you?
No.
'Cause you can't. Come on now.
Claro que sí.
No. We just bump ghosts because there's nobody in that other studio ever, and hey, we just need bigger space because we are big men.
That new studio is amazing. Well, you guys must be killing it ratings wise. See, I had no idea.
The ratings
I had
are
no
great.
idea
Ratings
what
are
a
great.
ratings bonanza that the Inland Empire Sports Show is.
That's a beautiful
To get
studio.
That's a beautiful studio. You
For
guys
those
are
of you
killing
that, people that don't know, there are things. It's called the Nielsen ratings.
Yeah, there are ratings.
Just like the television ratings, the Nielsen's, they have radio Nielsen's, and apparently the Inland Sports Show is a hit.
There are actually people out there listening to this show. I always thought it was just us.
Just
I
us
never
talking?
really actually thought anybody was listening.
I know, but you
like
would've thought, right?
occasionally my family or my wife maybe, but not always even when I'm
Hey,
on.
you know the best part is, I've been out of school for almost it's 29 years this year. I've been out of high school, and the girl I had a crush on growing up, I hadn't talked to her in 30 years. She listens to the show, and she realized we weren't on
She
the
hit
air.
you up
last
on
week.
Facebook,
She hit me
right?
up,
Out
she
of the
was-
blue.
And was like, what's going on? Why aren't you on the air?
Because we're on vacation.
I'm kind of nervous now.
This is big now.
I thought there was nobody watching. I thought there was nobody listening. Now I'm kind of. I don't really know what to say
Listen,
anymore.
I'm not going to throw anyone under the bus, but there's a big radio station that carries the Angels that we're beating.
They're slamming.
So I'm just saying.
Just saying.
And they're
just
our
saying.
friends. They're our
Just saying,
buddies.
we love those guys.
We're all friends, but
we play dice with them. In fact, we love those guys.
Yeah.
But we're winning.
The 3-letter network is beating the 4-letter network.
That's right.
There we go.
The Inland Sports Show is brought to you by Catalano Motors in Corona off of Temescal Canyon Road, where you can buy, trade, and finance. It's that easy. They make it easy for you because, be honest, when you go try to buy a new car or truck, it can be a headache. You don't want a headache. You want it to be nice and easy. So easy. Oh, yeah, here's hey, Intern Bobby's in the house. Intern Bobby, this is your first initiation back into the family. We're going to kill some ants. But don't shoot
the hand spray right now.
He wants to shoot raid all over our little studio. We got the door closed. We will all
pass out and die. It will be bad. We'll start talking like this.
The People's Temple.
Oh, that's good too. It's 2 and 1.
The hot shot raid.
We're going to be okay. Because we're all going to Catalano Motors. CatalanoCars.com. Say the Inland Sports Show and get $500 off.
Hey, if you buy
That's
if you buy a fleet of cars, you might get a free car.
Just keep buying them till they're free.
$500 each.
That's my plan.
Yeah.
All right, we got Vinny Fazio. He's our best friend. We're talking football. Before we get to the college ranks, I want to ask you about SBVC and the U of R. You got connections at the U of R, obviously. The high school football, Jeff and I came up with a list of schools, like the biggest turnaround schools that are going to turn things around, make some noise.
Okay.
And after we put together this list, Vinny, it was basically a bunch of schools with new head coaches. We didn't set out to do that, but after we looked at the list, we're like, you know what?
Addition by subtraction.
It's like all these guys, and I guess it's the unknown. You bring in a new head coach, and you feel like, wow, I guess there's some real upside there because you just don't know. They haven't taken the field yet. But here's the list that we came up with: teams that could make some noise, and you might actually turn your head and say, wow, they're having a pretty good season. And the common theme is the head coaches.
Right,
so
run them out there.
Jeff Steinberg at Beaumont.
Yeah, that's a good hire. That's
right?
a really good hire. Now, Beaumont has not been terrible. It isn't like Beaumont.
No.
Beaumont wasn't a bunch of bums. They were okay.
But it's the one team, one town.
Yeah, that is a good job.
Steinberg has won everywhere he's gone.
It's a good job. It's a good job.
He's a shifty Canadian. He's not going to take a job. He's not going to take a job where he knows he can't
They
win.
have great facilities. Now that league is not a cakewalk. You got
No.
You got San Jacinto. I saw San Jacinto.
They're
legit in one of the passing tournaments. They got boys. Citrus Hill obviously is in that league. So that's not an easy league. Dennis Gregovich is at Hemet now.
Yes,
doing the offense. So they'll be better.
The whole Mountain Pass League, I think, is going to be pretty competitive.
That's not an easy league, I will say, but Beaumont is a good job. That was a good job, and that was a good hiring Jeff there.
We mentioned Esposito at Temecula Valley. We already
They'll
touched
get better.
on that one.
I think that's a process. I think he knows that too. I think Esposito knows that's a process.
They are the Philadelphia 76ers of
the process.
Trust the process.
Yeah. I think they're playing a bunch of young guys. From what I've heard, they got a bunch of sophomores and young guys that are going to play, and they're just going to have to get better with those guys. Those guys are going to have to get better, but they will get better. Esposito can coach.
We just had Kurt Bruick in studio. Obviously, you got to point to Citrus Valley. I don't know if we're ready to say, hey, they're going to beat Cajon, but they're going to be better.
Hey, is anybody excited for the Citrus Valley Rev game? Can we talk about that?
I asked Coach about that game.
Can we talk about that? Let's talk about that.
Did you hear it? Or you guys...
I was in the other room.
Yeah, of course you didn't hear it. You were in the air conditioning.
I don't listen to the show. I don't listen to the show.
Well, I think you replace one great coach with another good coach. I mean, we've seen Lunsford. He came from Indiana, and he really did a great job. I had an opportunity to see Arlington play a few times the last few years he was there. Does Rev lose that much when you bring in a guy like Lunsford?
Well, Rev's got some guys. That Holiness kid is a really good player. Rev, here's the thing, and credit to Kurt for this too. You never want to leave a program bad. That was always a thing for me. I never wanted to leave when there's nobody there. If I'm going to leave a program, I want to leave it in good hands.
Hey, you left it at Ramona, and guess what? They were league champs with 4 other teams.
You know what? But we left. Isaiah Baker was a good player.
Great
Jared
player.
Scotto was a good player. We knew they had guys. So we weren't leaving it with nobody there. Same way at Eisenhower. We left Eisenhower. We knew they had good players. So you don't feel as bad. I think Kurt's done that with Rev. Now, the problem for Kurt is he's got to play those guys.
Yeah.
So that's the – you don't want to leave them down, but you also don't want to leave them better than you.
That's true, right?
So that's going to be a really interesting game. I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, I asked him, you know what October 19th is? He's like, no. I'm like, that's the day you play Rev.
Oh, he knew.
I'm ready for that. I don't know if he knows, but I know.
A couple other ones real quick. Dennis Brown's back at North. This happened recently in the last couple of weeks.
I feel like Dennis Brown has pulled this same shtick before, right? Like took over Poly when they were kind of down and then got it. I feel like this is the same shtick. He's just pulling it at North. North is set up to be good because they're in a lower with the conference now.
Yeah,
they're in the lower end of the conference.
Are they the bottom? Are they the?
They're in the bottom.
Is that the Inland Valley? I think
whatever
right?
it is.
Yeah.
They're in the bottom 6 thing.
Yeah.
They should be beating those teams.
And they
so
have
I think
great
they're
athletes.
set up.
There's guys walking around campus that if you get them out to play football, you have a shot to
Even
win.
the guys they had out to play football.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw North play Hillcrest last year, and Hillcrest beat them. But North had better guys. I mean, North had good guys. So I think North is set up. I think Dennis is taking over at the right time. They'll be better for sure. It's the same. This is the same shtick. He's pulled this already.
And speaking of North, where Dennis Brown is now, but he was at Poly. He led them to a CIF championship game against Redlands East Valley. Speaking of Kurt Bruick,
they should have won that game too.
Yeah.
Riverside Poly should have won that game.
Yeah, that was a fantastic game at Ramona High School.
Oh, great game. Riverside Poly should have won that game.
That Poly senior class was unbelievable.
They were great. Chandler Drakeslin
and Keely Ross, the receiver.
Great team.
It was a fantastic
was
team.
Running back's name. He was really good too.
They had Devontre Hale was one of them.
Hale was oh man, they were good.
Hey, speaking of Riverside Poly, they've got Bill Powell. They brought in John Rice, both former head coaches here in the Inland Empire. It's
Mike
kind of
Stauffer, too.
Yeah,
Mike
Stauffer from Patriot
My
High
mortal
School.
enemy.
He's at Poly now.
All those guys are good.
See, I hate Poly, so it's even perfect that Stauffer is there, so I can hate him even more.
Seeing you and Stauffer fight it for me is like seeing mommy and daddy argue. You guys are both my friends. I can't have my
That's why you
two
have to stay
friends.
off Twitter because
I gotta get off Twitter.
Yeah,
I've already muted like 99% of Twitter. So if I get a tweet from you, you're one of the very few people that isn't muted now. If I like a tweet that you tweet, then you know you're special because I have muted so many people.
I think I've only muted like one person in my life.
Oh man, my mute list is bigger than my non-mute list.
I'm on Coach's mute list.
That
I'm
might be
on
true.
Fazio.
That may
Are
have
you
may or
even
may
on
not
Twitter?
be
I
true.
never hear from you.
Yeah, exactly, because you mute me.
Full disclosure, because I know Jeff likes to act all tough and hard on this show. Dude, Jeff likes everybody. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he acts all tough and hard on social media.
I hate everyone. You
no,
know that.
Jeff, you just say
kidding
that.
me? I'm as mean as they get.
Let me ask you about the U of R, Vinny, because obviously your dad Skip's out there.
Yeah.
He's what, the safeties, the secondary,
Safeties,
right?
DBs.
Yeah. So the U of R, man, I've gone out there a couple times. I love Coach Maynard, Mariani, Coach Good, all those guys out there. So welcoming. They do recruit the IE. They've got IE kids. The U of R, and I tell this to everyone, it's the only true 4-year college football team inside the boundaries of the Inland Empire, and it feels like college football when you go out there to the University of Redlands.
That the SCIAC is great football.
Yes.
I played in the SCIAC. I coached in the SCIAC for years. The SCIAC is really good football. People think, there's such an impression with high school kids that, it's Division III. Those dudes are good. The SCIAC is good. Everybody's good. They're well coached. The coaches are professionals. But I think this is a year that the University of Redlands can be one of their better teams. Levi Plant is a special kind of player. Former Rev quarterback, Chaffey College is a special kind of player, and he's their quarterback. If they could keep him healthy, his ability to run it and throw it, they've got a couple running backs they really like. They've recruited really well. And then defensively, Bill Brown and my dad, Skip, and Joey Mariani, that's a really good defensive staff. David Lord's the defensive line coach. Those guys are all professional coaches, so I think this is a year for the University of Redlands where they got a chance to make some real noise.
Real quick, I wanted to ask you about SBVC because they've loaded up with a lot of great local coaches.
Cade Sparks, too.
That's right. Cade Sparks, the quarterback from Summit. He's back in the mix.
Yeah.
They play RCC on September 15th. That's their home opener. I know they want to go big. They're going to play the Tigers.
Yeah, that's no fun. That's no fun.
RCC's legit.
Oh, they're so good.
But
you know what?
I know what Algadas is doing out there at SBVC. He wants to play the best. Like, he's not. They played Mount Sac.
They did, and they were in that game.
They were.
We did that game.
And this year's team's going to be better at Valley.
I think this year's team's much better, especially in the lines. They were real thin in the lines last year. It was hard for them to get offensive line together, and then they got guys hurt. They got a couple guys hurt. But I think they'll be better in the lines. And Cade Sparks, I think, steps in for Armando Herrera and Alex Lewis and becomes that quarterback. And Jeff Proctor's still there. From what I've heard, they still have Jeff Proctor, and he's really an impact guy.
Yeah.
They'll have to replace the receivers. Those receivers were mostly sophomores. But
I went out there. I saw a lot of familiar faces that are popping up at SBVC.
That's what I've heard. I've heard there's a couple of former Cajon guys that are there now, and some area guys. So
some Notre Dame guys that follow Derek Johnson.
Notre Dame guys with Derek Johnson there. So I would be. I think they're going to be good. I think being good and playing RCC. RCC that's a whole different monster.
We're talking like state power.
You put RCC on one side of the field and Fresno State on the other side of the field, and they're not in their uniform, and you don't know who's who.
They look the same.
You don't know who's who. That's how good RCC looks.
Didn't Riverside's quarterback leave to go play and came back, and he's going to be a defensive player?
Yeah, Vic Viramontes.
Viramontes.
Oh, yeah. Who told us that?
He went to Minnesota. That's true. He went to Minnesota
as a quarterback.
Went through the spring and has come back to RCC. Now, he was the player of the year in their conference as a quarterback last year.
And
the word is he's going to play defense.
He's going to be
linebacker.
A linebacker safety, yeah.
That's interesting.
I've heard that, too. I obviously thinks that's where his chance is to go on and advance and play on, but I've heard that, too. It's a weird deal, but
when you have guys, the player of the year in your conference, and he comes back and he's not.
And he goes to Minnesota. That's big time college football.
And he is coming back and he is going to the other side of the ball. That tells you how deep Riverside is if they're not going to use him at quarterback.
They do a great job of getting guys. Coach Kraft is incredible recruiter.
He's just grumpy.
And they get guys from all over the place. RCC is a different monster. It's it's like Mount Sac. We saw Mount Sac. And you see Mount Sac and you go, oh.
Is that Alabama?
Oh, that looks like an SEC team. They really do. Yeah. That's what RCC is too. So the biggest thing in that game is you got to try to stay healthy. You don't want to get anybody hurt. You don't want to lose. That's what happened to Valley last year. They lost 2 linemen in that Mount Sac game.
They did.
And
they were already thin there.
They were already thin at that position.
No pun
they
intended.
Lost 2 more linemen. Yeah, thin and thin.
Yeah.
And so that hurt them for the rest of the year. Maybe they could have won a couple more games if they'd had those guys. So you like to take on those challenges, but you also don't want to lose guys. That's the challenge.
Hey, Vinny, we got 2 minutes. I want to make sure we squeeze this in here. You have a great theory in terms of these new professional football leagues that are going to be starting up next year and the year after that, the XFL and the American Alliance of Football, I think it's called. You just tossed it out there. Hey, what if guys could come straight out of high school and turn pro and play in this league for a couple of years before the NFL?
If I'm Oliver Luck, I'm the commissioner of the XFL. The first thing I'm saying is we have no age limit, 18 years old. If you're 18 years old, you can play. I think if they did that, that would shake up the system, because they're going to pay $75,000 a year in the XFL. So if you're a kid coming out of high school that could go to college, but you don't really want to be an NFL guy, so you want the money, you need the money, I think they'd get some guys. I think they would get – it's not going to be like the JBA, the Junior Ballers Gorham Association.
The Gorhams.
I think they'd get some real guys. I think they would get some real actual guys that would make the choice to not go to college and to go play in that XFL or that AAF and take the money.
And you'll get guys, thinking more about it, you'll get the JC guys that aren't going to pan out. It's hard sometimes to stay at a JC program if you're not prepared. Maybe going into becoming a professional football player.
If you're Ed Oliver from Houston, right? He's got one more year. He's got to stay one more year because there's a 3-year rule. Ed Oliver could go make $75,000 playing in the AAF this year or playing in the XFL. I mean, what's he doing at Houston? He doesn't need a Houston degree. He's going to be the number 1 pick in the draft. All he needs to know is who can I hire to count all the money I'm going to make in the NFL. If you're Ed Oliver, that's all you really need to know.
The great Vinny Fazio, he's our best friend. He's also, he moonlights as the offensive coordinator at Los Osos High School.
Hey,
Vinny,
come see the Grizzlies play this year, man. We're going to be fun. We're going to be exciting.
Do you have any Thursday night games? Do you know?
I think we might open on a Thursday.
Really?
There's a chance our opener maybe with Carter may be on a Thursday.
On week 0?
I know we're talking about maybe a week 0 Thursday. I know they're talking about maybe the Redlands game, Redlands High game, which is like week 3 or 4.
I might have to pop into one of those.
So we got some guys, man. We're exciting. We're going to be fun. Keyshawn Clark, Kenny's brother. Plays running back and D-line for us.
Nice.
He's a really good little player, and our quarterback, Donovan Smith, and we're exciting. We're going to be decent.
Vinny, it's always good to see you.
I'm
Welcome back from vacation. Didn't you? Legoland and the beach in San Diego. Which by the way, your wife's way too hot for you.
Oh, it's crazy, right?
Yeah, I saw you guys stand next to each other, and I'm like, one of these things don't belong.
Everybody tells me that.
Yeah.
Luckily, my son looks like her.
We'll be right back. You're listening to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports, IE 1350 AM. We've got breaking news when we come back.
I played once upon a time at Centennial High School. I was actually on the first ever CIF championship team back in 2000, and then my senior year we won it again. I think that's my passion because I've done it. I know exactly where these athletes are at. I know what their mindset is right now. I know how hard it is to, number one, find a performance coach who can take you to the next level. What sets us apart has to be, how we work with our athletes and what we know. We can take an athlete and help them reach their athletic potential, help them, prevent injuries, help get them stronger. I know every single athlete who steps into this gym. I know exactly where they're at, and I'm going to progress them every week. If you're not getting results, then, what's it about? We're going to deliver something that's measurable, in terms of speed, power, strength, agility.
thank God, first of all. I thank the great people that I've got around me that help support me, the people that work for me. As I started, if it wasn't for the people around me, we probably wouldn't be here right now, but I've got a great staff. I've got great people that do stuff for us outside the store, and we've been very, very fortunate. Our service is impeccable, and we just keep trying to get better every year. We can do online stuff for your teams, as well as, like I said, the screen printing, the embroidery. We also have 3 women that do extra sewing for us, like tackle tool on uniforms, or the bling or rhinestones for different shirts for the ladies. That's why we have certain racks just for certain schools, and the fun about that is that it turns into other schools that may come in here that aren't as close, that we can do stuff for them as well. We've had very, very good customers throughout the years, and it's just been a blast.
$13.50 Riverside, San Bernardino, an iHeartRadio station.
Yeah, thank God it's Friday.
Doesn't it look like I am ready? I am always ready. I have been ready since first call. I am ready. Roll.
Now back to the Inland Sports Show. Here's Pep and Jeff.
Welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. A little bit of breaking news here on the show before we get to Jim Alexander from the Press Enterprise. Okay, one is Chase Utley did announce his retirement. That's what we all kind of assumed off the top of the show. It will be at season's end. So Dodger Chase Utley calling it a career at the end of the year, maybe after a World Series title for the first place Dodgers. Who knows? Yeah. And Jeff, what's the other big news that just happened?
The Lakers have announced that Lonzo Ball will undergo arthroscopic surgery on his torn meniscus. Not a big deal. If it's a story out there, laugh about it. A meniscus is no big deal, especially with the doctors they have. So expect a couple weeks out.
All right. Spoiled is an official sponsor of the Inland Sports Show. We love those guys. Everyone has to get their oil changed, including myself, Jeff, Greg Holla, Intern Bobby, and Jim Alexander. Everyone changes their oil at Spoiled. Quick quality oil change off of Alessandro Boulevard right there off the 215 freeway. Right now, to the Spoiled Quick Quality Oil Change Celebrity Hotline, patiently waiting. It's the great Jim Alexander, who I believe is going on vacation very, very soon. Is that right, Jim?
That is correct.
What do you do to unwind when you're not out there breaking, stories and scooping everybody and getting exclusive interviews? How do you unwind? What do you do for fun?
Sit in my easy chair, curl up with a good book or with my iPad, watch games on TV. No, actually, we have house guests. We will probably be hitting Knott's Berry Farm and other places during the 2 weeks, and then my wife and I are going to get away for our anniversary toward the end of that. So,
well, congratulations.
So we will figure out a way to spend that 2 weeks, and I guarantee you it's going to go quick.
It always does, but 2 weeks is a long, long time. So Jim, I know you're probably going to give us like a parting gift. What are you giving to the people of the IE before you go into vacation mode? Working on anything real big, real juicy that we can find in the Press Enterprise?
There will be something in the Press Enterprise tomorrow morning. I am writing about Lee Nguyen, who is the preeminent Vietnamese-American professional athlete currently active. He plays for
what sport is that?
LAFC. LAFC, he's a midfielder. And he is, let's put it this way, he is very big in the Orange County Vietnamese-American community. So it's kind of an interesting story. I had a chance to talk to him the other day. And he's a player that, unless you really follow MLS, you don't really get a sense of how good he is. But he's one of only 20 guys in league history to have 50 goals and 50 assists for his career.
And is he the UC Riverside product?
No.
No, I know that there was an all-star from the MLS.
Oh, was it Aaron Long?
Aaron Long, I believe. There's
a couple guys from UCR.
Plays for the New York Red Bulls.
Yeah, there's a couple guys from UCR right now in Major League Soccer. We've got Jim Alexander from the Press Enterprise, sports columnist here on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. Hey, Jim, the Dodgers are in first place today. First time all season long. I mean, I know you can't get excited because you come from a very unbiased place. But I think a lot of people figured, a lot of fans figured, it was just a matter of time before LA was able to catch up to Arizona. What are your thoughts on the Dodgers being back in first place in the National League West?
Well, I just want to know what those people were saying in April when the Dodgers were like 10 games under 500, and everybody was in panic mode. How many of those people really thought that they would be in first place by July 13th?
Not many.
Not Jeff.
Not many, exactly.
Because if you remember, if you go back to the start of the season, the Angels were hot and the Dodgers were not. And now the Angels look like they're just fading farther and farther away, especially with all these injuries that are mounting up for them. And now the Dodgers feel like they are just getting into their groove just in time for the All-Star break.
Yeah, well, the thing with the Angels, I mean, during spring training, they were talking about 8 guys that had a chance to be in their starting rotation or something like that. All of them have been on the disabled list at one point or another. Yeah. And you got the guy who's going to be your closer. He's shut down for the year. You got Garrett Richards who's shut down for the year. Ohtani is shut down for the year as a pitcher in all likelihood. I mean, it's I've seen teams have bad luck, but that's pretty extreme. Now, especially since going into the season, we figured, okay, they're going to be pretty good. They've upgraded. They've added Zach Cozart. They've added Ian Kinsler. They've got Upton back. They've got a pretty good everyday lineup, and that's before we even knew what they were going to have with Ohtani. And it seems like it's all been, it's all been knocked catty corner.
Now, Jim, do you equate the injuries? You said that there were 8 good pitchers that were going to come up prior to the season starting. Now we're looking at 12 guys of those 8, which means there's guys they had to go into the dumpster to find guys, and those guys are hurt. Do you equate the injuries to maybe the coaching staff at all, or do you just think it's just a fluke?
I don't know. I mean, it's they've had issues with elbow injuries and whatnot, but everybody's had issues with elbow injuries. I'm not sure what you would pin it on if you were to assess blame. I mean, are there usage patterns? I mean, I don't see that the way they handle their pitchers is any different from the way anybody else handles them. I'm inclined to think that it's just horrible luck.
Yeah, because we did see, with Ohtani, the biggest question was how are they going to handle his hitting and his pitching, and how the coaching staffs were going to kind of monitor his working. Obviously, that was a stroke of bad luck with Ohtani. So, yeah, it's just been one of those years, like you said, you can put the best guys on the field, and yet if you don't have pitching, you just can't win.
Exactly. And the thing with Ohtani is, you remember back when around the time that they signed him, somebody leaked the medical report. And it showed that there were issues with his elbow. So, I mean, this can't have come out of nowhere. I mean, there was a risk when they signed him. And I mean, if you look at the usage patterns of pitchers in Japanese baseball, I mean, they just send guys out there and you throw. They're not. I suspect they do not take pitch counts very seriously, because you'll throw on the sideline, you'll throw between starts, throw. And I'm surprised more guys in Japan don't have elbow injuries. I mean, the book that Jeff Passan of Yahoo Sports wrote, I think it came out last year. And one of the chapters in that book it involved Japanese baseball, and he went and he studied. He studied how they do things, and what they do medically and what they do in terms of training. And guys that come from Japan, they've already got a lot of mileage.
Hey, Jim, let me ask you, because we haven't talked to you since the whole Lakers and LeBron and all that went down. So when you heard the news, as a longtime journalist, was your first thought like, wow, I can't wait to write about this? Or was it, man, everyone's going to be writing about this. Let me go do a story on MLS or something else. What was your first thought, honestly?
The latter. I
kind of figured that, but I wanted to hear from you.
Wicker's going to glom on this anyway, so I'll just go to the road less traveled. No, and what kind of puzzles me about this whole thing and the aftermath of LeBron signing is the fan reaction and the fact that so many people who call themselves Laker fans are not on board with it. I mean, the whole thing with the mural getting defaced and you see something on social media and then you see all these people commenting about, well, screw LeBron, Kobe's the king, this and that and the other. It's like, wait a minute, what's the deal here? Why are all the Kobe people anti-LeBron? I mean,
it's strange.
If you're a Laker fan, shouldn't you be happy that he's here? I don't understand that.
Yeah, I mean, if we go through the Lakers dynasties of the last 50 years, you start with Wilt, and these guys were all guys that weren't original Lakers being drafted. You bring in Wilt Chamberlain, you bring in Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, you bring in Shaquille O'Neal, and now you bring in arguably the best player of all time. Even though we're only going to get him for 4 years, I think a lot of people are short-sighted in the fact that they think it's a Kobe versus LeBron thing, but Kobe's embraced LeBron. Kobe's agent, who is now the general manager of the Lakers, has embraced LeBron. But we do have finicky fans here in Los Angeles, to say the least.
This whole argument that goes back and forth about who's the GOAT and is it Jordan or is it LeBron or is it Kobe? Who cares? I mean, at some point, it's just counterproductive to argue about that because you're just wasting your breath. We'll never know for sure. These guys aren't going to play one-on-one in their primes. I mean, you can make a case that Bill Russell was the greatest of all time because he won more championships than anybody. So, it's maybe I'm just in one of my get-off-my-lawn moods today, but to me it just makes no sense.
Jim, we got to run. Enjoy your vacation. Do me a favor. When you go to Knott's Berry Farm, go on the biggest roller coaster you can find. That's my word of advice.
You're talking to the wrong guy. I do not do roller coasters. Everybody else does roller coasters. That's my cue to get off my feet.
No, okay, here's the one thing. Funnel cakes and fried chicken at Knott's Berry Farm and a little boysenberry jam.
There you go.
you can handle that one.
Yeah.
Jim,
it's
always great talking to you. Enjoy a much-deserved vacation, and after that 2-week break, make sure you come back and see us real soon.
I will see you on the other side. Take care, guys.
That's Jim Alexander.
Thanks, Jim.
From the Press Enterprise Sports Columnist. Thanks, Jim. He always makes time for us. Got big vacation plans.
One of my favorite guys, one of my favorite reads. Make sure you go to check him out on PE.com. He has a great podcast that he does occasionally. Make sure you follow him on Twitter and Facebook.
Hey, I know he's one of your favorite guys, but my favorite guy is Intern Bobby.
Oh, Captain America's back.
He came back to the family like a bird. We let him fly into the air, and he came back to us. Intern Bobby back from it's Pacific, the Boxers, right? Pacific College Football.
Go Boxers.
You're the pride of
Forest Grove, Oregon.
Where is that?
Forest Grove. About an hour out of Portland.
I'm gonna have to Google that. I know Oregon pretty well, and I don't even know where Forest Grove is.
He just made it up. Yeah. He's really a logger in Oregon. That's what he's really doing.
He works in a sawmill all year long. Bobby, it's good to see you again. So Pacific College football is D3, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is there any chance you guys would see Redlands in the playoffs?
Usually the Northwest Conference and the SCIAC are the first teams to play in the playoffs. So if we made it to the playoffs and they made it to the playoffs, that'd be round one.
You guys going to win your conference, right? Hopefully. Is that the plan?
Yeah.
How'd you guys do last year?
We did all right. We had a lot of injuries. We finished 5-4.
Oh, that's not bad. That wacky 9-game schedule.
Yeah, third place in. Well, we had a Occidental canceled on us. That's why we had 9
But
games.
they canceled their
Are they
program.
back? Is Oxy back? I think
don't
they're back.
know. Are they?
I don't know.
They might be, but they didn't have enough healthy players. So our third game of the season, they were like, "Yeah,
Was it down
we're
here?
all ready to go." Yeah, we all ready to go to California.
But you didn't make the trip.
No.
Was that the closest you got to being home?
But we're playing Chapman this year, first game.
Oh,
so
that's good.
Even closer. But that's cool. So yeah, forgot what I was saying. But, yeah.
It was a good year.
Yeah,
not great, but it was a good
We were
year.
third place in conference, not bad. We have Linfield, the third best team in the nation in our conference. So they're always the ones to
Linfield and
beat.
George Fox are both tough, right? Up in that area.
George Fox has gotten really good
for Division III college football.
But,
So
we have a lot of people, a lot of juniors who were playing last year now seniors. So we have a pretty good. Everyone that I came with is now playing.
they're talking national title in Forest Grove, Oregon.
They
this
are
year.
Bringing the
Is
natty.
it Forest Grove?
Yeah,
Forest Grove, Oregon. They're
The
talking
Grovers will be
national
proud.
title.
Grovers.
The Grovers.
Those are the people who live in Forest Grove.
The
They
Grovers.
collect scrap metal and they stock you at McDonald's.
And they're a one schoolhouse, like Little House on the Prairie.
One
yeah,
building.
just one building, and there's like 8 kids that go to school there, K through 8, and they
That's right.
and they have a general store.
They stock
Grovers
you at
be
McDonald's.
Groven.
What does that mean?
Well, one time, my freshman year, we were, going to McDonald's.
'Cause you're a
Friday
big-time
night after
college
practice,
football
that's
star.
Right. You got to fuel up after practice.
Sure.
And we're just sitting in the drive-thru. There's no escape when you're in the drive-thru.
You're
the
stuck.
Car in front, the car in back. You just see a Grover with his scrap metal just staring at you through the.
That sounds like a lovely place there, Big Bobby.
But it is a great place. It's a college town. It's nice. But the Grovers are Grovers.
When we come back on the Inland Sports Show, we got more Intern Bobby for you because I know that's what you guys want. Also, breaking news on Albert Pujols.
What?
We had breaking news on Chase Utley retiring. Lonzo Ball's getting surgery on his knee. Breaking news on Albert Pujols. Plus, we'll get you all set for 66ers taking on the Quakes tonight.
I'm excited.
In California League Baseball action. You're listening to your favorite show. This is the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
Yeah.
Now back to the Inland Sports Show. Here's Pep and Jeff.
I've got lots of friends in low places. I mean, lots. I got a couple of them right in here. Welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. We're brought to you by Ken Sporting Goods. More than 40 years in the Inland Empire, bringing you all of your sporting gear needs. Letterman's jackets, they can do that. Maybe you just need a new baseball mitt, soccer cleats, all kinds of good stuff. An entire football uniform, they can hook it all the way up for you or your entire team or your business or your company. Ken Sporting Goods out there in Horsetown, USA. They love Garth Brooks and they love you, Inland Empire. KenSportingGoods.com. They might like Garth, I'm not sure. But I like Garth. Thank you, Greg Holla. Some good music on here finally. All right, so intern Bobby's back home. We welcomed him with open arms and open hearts. And he was telling us about the Grovers. And you're like, you guys know what is it, Forest Grove?
Forest Grove.
They're famous for something.
Famous. World renowned.
I'm going to...
Did
you look it up?
No, I did not Google this. I'm going to guess. They are famous...
I'm going to guess. I have to.
For their wood burl. Like the burl artist. You know what wood... Like they
I
take
know
burl
what
and they create...
artistry is.
Yes.
Okay,
I'm going to guess that.
Okay.
What do you guess, Jeff?
I'm going to guess that they are world famous for their truffles.
Truffles? Like
Truffles.
chocolate truffles?
Yeah, you know, you dig them in, and it's always up in Oregon in those like mossy
Oh,
places.
the mushrooms.
Yes, the
mushrooms.
truffles.
Yes.
You know, you send a pig out, and the pig like
A
sniffs it.
pig?
Yeah, you send a pig. That's how you
Why
catch
do you-
truffles.
Is that how you...
Yes. How do you not know these things, Pep Fernando's?
I don't know.
You take a pig and you put it on a leash and you walk it up, and the pigs can smell the truffles.
Everyone in Oregon has it.
Yeah, everybody. Just your every friendly neighborhood pig.
They pump their own gas, and then everyone's got a pig.
But that's how they find truffles, and they smell them, and then you dig and you find. I mean, I was a truffle hunter many times. Right before I
like a mushroom, right? It's a
delicacy.
It's a fungi.
Yeah, it's a fungi. It's a form of a mushroom, and you can shave it, and you put it on. You can have truffle oil. You can turn it into chocolate. You can do all sorts of things with truffles. And I'll tell you what, being that I'm a noodler, I was once a truffler as well.
All right. So Forest Grove, Oregon, the home of the Pacific College Boxers football team, the home of big-time star intern Bobby. What's Forest Grove famous for?
Okay, well, both guesses were good.
Yeah.
I'm sure that somewhere in Oregon are famous for both of those
Yes.
things. But Forest Grove, Oregon, famous for the world's tallest barbershop pole.
Really?
It's right by our stadium, too. You can see it.
Did you get your haircut there?
Hey, Bobby, just get the hell out of here with that.
World's tallest barbershop
Is it
pole.
really? Like, do tourists come through and like take pictures with it all the
I've
time?
seen people, they bring their kids, they line them up, and
Is it as big as a Space Needle, or is it like 10 feet
it's pretty
tall?
tall. It's taller than our scoreboard. So.
Really? That's one of those things, though. If you're driving through Oregon, like, I don't know, I'm the kind of guy to be like, hey, it'd be fun. We pop off real quick and get a little bite to eat and take a picture with the largest barbershop pole in the world.
Well, yeah, it's like, when you're driving up the coast. Pep, I know you've been there. We've talked about it. The mystery of the trees.
Yes.
Where they have Paul Bunyan and his ox. What's
In
the ox?
Klamath. Babe.
Yeah, those kind of spots like that. Now, is it just a pole, or is it a big one of those
Is it
things?
like red,
White, and blue, and there's a little ball at the top that lights up.
Now, is it
Darn right.
Is it a good haircut there? Have you ever been?
I think it's because Forest Grove had some good barbershop quartets that put them on the map. So
Oh.
it's a little homage to that.
Okay, all right.
So there's not an actual barbershop right there?
There are some barbershops.
But, like,
nothing
where the
too
pole's
good.
at, is it just a
No,
barbershop
it's
pole?
Right, it's like right next to our football field. So
just a pole.
So I'm singing the national anthem and I'm
looking at the barbershop.
And you're going,
I'm appreciating the pole while
you're going, damn, I think I need a haircut.
Man, yeah.
right next to the
Wow.
jump.
The guy in front of me right there, well, I'm doing, he needs a haircut.
Man.
I bet there's nobody with long hair in that town. Not a soul.
Not a soul. That's what you're famous
Except for
for.
the pig truffle finder.
Oh, man. That was a good guess. though.
You released
was
the
good.
pigs to find the truffles.
Dude, I thought you knew this. I thought you knew this about me. You knew I had
Pigs
to
are running wild.
I shared with you my noodling tales. I need to share with you my truffling tales because I'll tell you what, I was a truffler, my friend, a good truffler.
I had no idea. We got to keep this moving. I'm feeling weird, by the way, over
Me
here.
too.
Go Boxers.
We're fighting ants. Go Boxers, by the way. Boxers, is that the dog, the dragon? Is it
it's
dragon
a
or
pig, dog, dragon mix.
There you go.
I don't know what
is going on in Forest Grove.
Just stop it. Now, you lost me. I don't know if it's the raid that we let, the bug bomb we let off the room. You said
the
what?
Pacific College boxers are, what is it, Bobby?
What?
The boxers.
Oh,
what do you mean you mix?
Dragon dog mix? It has to do with the Boxer Rebellion.
Yeah, Jeff.
History. I don't know.
Well, what do you mean a dragon? Like a real fire-breathing dragon?
Dog dragon?
Mixed.
Pig dog dragon
What
mix.
is this? I'm going to look this up. Go ahead.
Look it up.
It's a real thing.
The actual mascot is very scary. I don't
What
like when he
school is
comes
this?
out. Pacific University.
I want a Pacific hat or something like that with a pig
I'll
dog
send you guys
dragon.
down some. The logo is actually pretty cool, the main one.
It's scary, but it's very cool.
Yeah.
Hey, the other breaking news that we had, Albert Pujols going to the 10-day disabled list. He's got left knee inflammation, which maybe not such a bad thing because, you know, if he was DHing, then there's no room for Shohei Ohtani. So maybe if Pujols goes to the DL, then Ohtani's going to be your everyday DH, I guess. Maybe if you're looking for a silver lining. No.
Yeah, the tough thing is maybe he's got a Lonzo Ball, a little meniscus, so go in and clean it up. He'll be back. But if the Angels don't do anything, you know, a couple weeks after the All-Star break, you still have 3 years on this on Pujols' deal. I think he was getting paid ridiculous amount. It was like $250 million deal. He's got 3 years left on it. $240 million. Just sit him out the rest of the year, get him healthy, and play next year.
I really like him. I hope this is not the beginning of the end. You know what I mean? Like where he's just going to kind of break apart at the end because he's actually having a decent season. Is it an all-star season? No. But he's still putting up decent numbers. And again, he's one of the greatest hitters of our generation. So if you have not gone to the Big A, it's another reason to go out there.
Yeah, I mean, look at his numbers. Even we're kind of laughing saying that's not all-star numbers, but he's on pace for 100-plus RBIs again.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's on pace.
Does he have over 50 right now?
He's got 52 right now.
Okay.
He's batting .251. He's got 16 home runs. So
that's a pretty good year.
That's
Never
a pretty
mind.
darn good year.
He would probably finish around 28 home runs, right around 100 RBIs. I think anyone
not a bad
would take
year.
it. Yeah,
Not a bad
that's
year.
a good season. All right, let's go ahead and take a break. So we have lots of time here towards our next segment. We'll talk more about the Halos. Again, we got to get you all set for the 66ers taking on the Quakes. Very big game tonight. Jeff and I will be out there. Nick Tropiano is scheduled to pitch for the Halos. I hope that's not going to change because I want to see him on the mound. And so we'll get you all set for that. And we've also got that breaking Dodgers news that Chase Utley is retiring at the end of the season. We'll be back. It's the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM.
Yeah, thank God it's Friday.
Focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. We just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. You come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
We're a small family-owned, strive for quality pre-owned vehicles. We're not a volume dealer, and we take every deal as personal to us. We're a low-stress environment. We're not a pressure sales house. If you want to shop us, you're more than welcome to shop us. We have, like I said, great rates, competitive financing, a lot of one-owner, clean Carfax, clean title vehicles. As you see, we have Carfax everywhere. That's most important to us, to educate our customers before they make a purchase. We're right off of Ontario, right off a couple exits off the 15 freeway, off Cajelco, off El Cerrito, and we're right on the main drag going into Dos Logos and the Crossings. We have great financing, we have great lenders that we're using. We do buy, sell, trade, cash for your car. Whatever we need to do to help accommodate the customer, that's what we're here for. We have a little bit of everything. We start at about $69.95 and go all the way up to $100,000. We have Escalades, we have commuters, we have pickup trucks, we have Jeeps, sport utilities, and if we don't have it, our specialty is finding you exactly what you're looking for.
Here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Gorham.
Welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. We're brought to you by Boost Performance Training in Corona with Coach Ray Bass. Make sure you give them a follow on Instagram and Twitter. Lots of cool inspirational videos and pictures of all the athletes working out at Boost Performance Training. They got athletes of all levels, and they got all sports too: lacrosse, golf, soccer, football, you name it, they got it. And you will be so much better. I mean, so much better. You'll be the best on your team, faster, stronger. They got a strength and speed class, and the first one's always free. They want you to come check it out, see results, and I'm sure you'll like it. That's Boost Performance Training, boosttrainingsystems.com. All right, so big series. You know what just hit me? So the 66ers are playing the Quakes, and the Angels are playing the Dodgers tonight.
Yes!
It's Angels versus Dodgers all the way around. The big leagues, the California League, everywhere.
I've been excited.
We're going to be at the game.
For this reason.
Ooh, creepy.
I don't want to go now, Pep.
Weirdos like Jeff are going to be roaming the streets.
Yeah, I'm really kind of scared now. I forgot it was Friday the 13th. I don't want to get hit in the head with a baseball. That's what I'm worried about.
Is your head like a magnet for things like that?
Well, it's Friday the 13th. You never know. All of a sudden, I could be walking, and all of a sudden, you go, oh,
there goes Jeff.
Out like a light.
Jeff is out.
Yeah.
We are going to the game tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun.
If anyone is there and knows who we are, make sure you come say hello to us. How about that, Pep?
Well, I might be able to fly under the radar. You stick out like a sore thumb wherever we go.
Just because I look like a thumb.
I didn't say that.
Yeah,
You
that's
said
what you
I
were
didn't say
thinking that. But no, I'm excited. I hope that people, if you're listening to us on Fox Sports 1350 and you listen to the game, you see us, make sure you come over and say hello. Take our hand.
It's going to be a great game. I know Nick Tropiano of the Halos was scheduled to make a rehab assignment tonight for the 66ers. It's going to be a good time all the way around. The Quakes have been red hot. In fact, the 66ers had a nice little winning streak as well. So both teams playing some good baseball. Angels versus Dodgers, California League style, coming up tonight. Jeff and I are going out there. Again, a little bit of breaking news for the Dodgers and the Angels. Chase Utley announcing his retirement effective at the end of the season. So we'll see if the Dodgers can send him out with a World Series title, huh? Right?
Yeah.
That's what they're hoping to do. And Albert Pujols going to the 10-day DL with what they call knee inflammation. I think it's called getting old, right? You know?
Getting old. He probably just said, hey, with the All-Star break coming up, you take a nice rest.
Just shut down a little bit.
Shut down and then come back strong second half.
All right, so we've been talking with intern Bobby. He told us about the giant barbershop pole in Forest Grove, Oregon. How tall is it?
70 feet.
70 feet, Jeff. That's serious.
Hey, if they win championships at Pacific University in Oregon, do they grease the poles like they do in Philadelphia so nobody goes crazy? Because I'll tell you what, I heard. What town is this in?
Forest Grove.
The Grovers, man.
Forest Grove. I heard it's a crazy
Grovers
place.
would be offended if you didn't know
When they
that.
win championships there, it's bedlam.
It's crazy.
They go
scrap metal everywhere. Oh,
scrap metal.
nuts.
Slurpees getting thrown all across town.
The McDonald's is popping off.
Oh, yeah. The go-karts are tipped over. Oh, yeah. It's a crazy, crazy time. Grease that big pole when you guys win that championship.
I'm glad intern Bobby is level-headed. What's his bio say for his football bio at Pacific?
He is what would you call a Renaissance man?
He is?
Yeah, he is. Listen to this.
I know he's a smart guy.
Oh, listen, he's got this is the Getting to Know Bobby right there on the website of GoBoxers.com.
Big time college football
He's a good-looking
star.
He's good-looking. So, ladies, if you want to check him out, he's big. He was a really skinny, a little.
I got to put that on Twitter,
Yeah.
by the way. He's like Captain America.
He is Captain America. He looks just like him. His favorite movie, Surf's Up.
Huh?
The cartoon. Great movie.
Which one is that?
Yeah,
How did that
The
one
penguin
slip?
surfing.
The penguin surfing.
Okay.
So that's his favorite movie.
I wouldn't have guessed that.
No.
Okay.
His favorite musician is Ellie Goulding.
Never heard of. Is it a
Don't
her?
have a clue. It's
It's a her. Never heard of her.
Beautiful voice.
Favorite TV show.
Let me guess. Seinfeld.
Nope.
That's close.
Survivor. His favorite class in school, ASB.
Is that a class?
That doesn't exist in college.
Yeah. Favorite book, the Bible. Oh,
That's good. Okay, we're all
You're
on
good there.
board. Okay.
His favorite sport to watch is volleyball. Is it men's or women's?
Women.
Okay,
Of course
good.
it's
Good.
women's,
Okay, good.
right?
If you would have said
It used to say women's tennis, but I think.
no, you're volleyball, but it says men's. It says men's volleyball, so I was a little concerned.
What?
Oh
No,
no. His favorite hobbies and activities.
Boy, hold on. Let me try to guess.
You won't
Pie
guess it.
eating contests.
No.
Collecting baseball cards.
No.
And building ramps for his bicycle.
No. Ready?
Yeah.
Disc golf.
It is?
Disc golf, marlin fishing,
Okay.
and going to church.
That's
Okay,
good.
That's a good one.
Jack of
Okay.
all trades.
His
Yeah.
volunteer activities. Guess what this is?
Volunteer activities.
Yeah.
The soup kitchen.
No. Assisted suicide for the elderly with transportation in Elsinore. I didn't
What?
realize they had assisted suicide. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Assisting the elderly. Assisting the elderly with transportation at his church. My fault. I thought it said assisted suicide for the elderly.
That's a big difference.
I was like,
Jeff.
wow,
That's
he's really
big
a Renaissance man. Okay, and his best athletic moment. You know what that is?
When Elsinore beat Heritage. Oh wait, that never happened.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I even know this one is when he talks about this. He's mentioned this over and over when he was our
Oh, that's
intern.
right, because he brought in a newspaper
yeah,
clipping.
yeah. Getting 2 picks in a home opener and beating our rival Temescal Canyon for the crosstown.
That's right.
championship.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
That was a big game.
Yeah, he scared me though when I read it and said assisted suicide for the elderly.
Oh man,
man, he's like Dr. Kevorkian.
No, he drives them around. So do you pick them up and take them to church and then take them home?
They have a little golf cart.
All right, then.
Bring them to the front.
Oh, I see. Because they're like a big parking lot, and you shuttle them around like Disneyland.
He's like a
shuttle.
deacon.
That was in high school. They haven't updated that one in a while.
He's Deacon Bobby. Deacon Bobby Ulrich.
Disc golf and marlin fishing.
Deacon Bobby. The good deacon over here, Intern Bobby. So you're going to update your bio, you said, right?
I hope so.
Specific football?
I can do it right now.
Will any of these change? Like your
I hope
your
they all
likes?
change.
These are a little old, so yeah, I think there's going to be some changes.
Yeah, Christian Mingle.
Favorite website, ChristianMingle.com.
I have a friend of mine. I have to tell you this really fast. A friend of mine
Uh-oh.
lives in Texas. He's not listening. Well, maybe he does listen all the time. He's on Christian Mingle. He's 65, maybe.
Good for him.
Good for him. But he never mingles.
So what does he do?
I don't know. He's always telling me he's on Christian Mingle. So he just mingles. No, I don't know. He lives by himself with his cat in Texas. But he's always on that mingle. Always. Tells me all the time. I'm on the mingle. I'm on the mingle.
Is that what he
That's
said?
what he tells me. He goes, hey, what are you doing?
He's a 60-year-old man. He says, I'm on the mingle.
I'm on the mingle. That's what he says. All the time. Sorry about that. But yeah, Christian Mingle, very big in Texas.
Do you have a girlfriend, Bobby?
No, but Christian Mingle is now.
Yeah, now.
Favorite hobby? Going on
I'm
Christian
just gonna
Mingle.
copy and paste my
GroversOnly.com. All right, let's take a break. Let's save a couple minutes here at the end. We have to take a break, and we'll get you all set for Quakes baseball. We got Deacon Bobby in the house. We'll be back. It's your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
Yeah, thank God it's Friday.
And here's some.
We focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. We just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. You come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
We're small, family-owned, strive for quality pre-owned vehicles. We're not a volume dealer, and we take every deal as personal to us. We're a low-stress environment. We're not a pressure sales house. If you want to shop us, you're more than welcome to shop us. We have, like I said, great rates, competitive financing, a lot of one-owner, clean Carfax, clean title vehicles. As you see, we have Carfax everywhere. That's most important to us, to educate our customers before they make a purchase. We're right off of Ontario, right off a couple exits off the 15 freeway, off Cajelco, off El Cerrito, and we're right on the main drag going into Dos Logos and the Crossings. We have great financing, we have great lenders that we're using. We do buy, sell, trade, cash for your car. Whatever we need to do to help accommodate the customer, that's what we're here for. We have a little bit of everything. We start at about $69.95 and go all the way up to $100,000. We have Escalades, we have commuters, we have pickup trucks, we have Jeeps, sport utilities, and if we don't have it, our specialty is finding you exactly what you're looking for.
Thank God, first of all. I thank the great people that I've got around me that help support me, the people that work for me. As I started, if it wasn't for the people around me, we probably wouldn't be here right now, but I've got a great staff. I've got great people that do stuff for us outside the store, and we've been very, very fortunate. Our service is impeccable, and we just keep trying to get better every year. We can do online stuff for your teams, as well as, like I said, the screen printing, the embroidery. We also have 3 women that do extra sewing for us, like tackle tool on uniforms, or the bling or rhinestones for different shirts for the ladies. That's why we have certain racks just for certain schools, and the fun about that is that it turns into other schools that may come in here that aren't as close, that we can do stuff for them as well. We've had very, very good customers throughout the years, and it's just been a blast.
What did your father tell you this morning?
If you can't say something nice, don't say nothing at all.
We're back to the Inland Sports Show. Here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Gorham.
We are back on the Inland Sports Show to wrap things up on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. We're here every single day, live and amplified, 3 to 6 p.m. So we'll be back on Monday. You can't keep us away. We're brought to you by Catalano Motors in Corona off of Temescal Canyon Road. Right now, when you mention the Inland Sports Show, you get $500 off, but only at Catalano Motors in Corona off of Temescal Canyon Road, CatalanoCars.com. Jeff, can you make me one promise?
No.
Just one.
Okay, yeah, I can.
I know you're a little rough around the edges. But,
I am.
But can you keep it together tonight when we go to the 66ers game? Can you not embarrass me at San Manuel Stadium?
You know what, Pep? I don't know what I don't know what your embarrassment level is, but my embarrassment level and your embarrassment level might be two different things.
They're different.
I will try my best not to get us kicked out. I will try our best not to get arrested, and I will try my best to be on my best behavior representing the show.
Because, believe it or not, they kind of like having me around. I just want to make sure you don't, ruin everything.
Whoa. I won't, I promise. I have a press pass. I will honor this press pass with my best of my abilities, and I just want to break a couple ribs, and that's it. I want to give
not my ribs.
No, just Lindskog. I just want to give him a big hug. I can't wait to see that cute
little
guy.
He looks just like Maverick from Top Gun.
I can't wait. Then my picture in my head, my mental picture will be perfect. I can't wait to see Tom Cruise.
Bobby, when are you going back to Pacific?
Camp is August 9th. So.
Right around the corner. Yeah. Who's your season opener against?
We play Chapman down here in Orange County.
Ooh, little road trip for the Boxers.
Back at home.
And the Pacific Boxers, if you're just joining us, college football in Oregon. And the Boxer is a pig, dog, dragon? Man, that's a wonderful thing.
Whatever that is.
It's a beauty. Yes, we will be at the 66ers game tonight. They are taking on the Quakes. Big-time Inland Empire rivalry. We also got the Dodgers taking on the Angels, the Freeway Series, and that will lead us right into the All-Star break, Jeff. So next week, we will be talking Major League Baseball All-Star game. We've also got, in fact, I'm going to pull up the list right here. We've also got several more high school football teams lined up to join us in studio. We're going to have Riverside Poly, Murrieta Mesa, Murrieta Valley. Heritage is coming in. We got a bunch. We might even put the Elsinore Tigers in here just for Bobby.
I'd love that.
Okay, so Jeff, tonight we're going to see Linskog. We're going to see Chappie Chap. We're going to see Steve Went with the Inland Empire 66ers. It's going to be a good time.
I can't
mind your P's and Q's.
I am excited for the sitting on the sleeping bag post game with you as we share a popcorn. And you know what I put in my popcorn?
And watching Jurassic Park.
You know what I put in my popcorn?
Parmesan.
No.
Gummy worms.
No. Sour Patch Kids.
Oh, it's close.
Yeah, you put Sour Patch Kids in there and you mix it all in. You and I are going to have a great time. Just know I'm a little snuggly.
I know you are. Jurassic Park night tonight at San Manuel Stadium. Quakes and 66ers. Jeff and I will be out there covering the game. You can listen to it live right here on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. As for the Inland Sports Show, we'll see you on Monday, 3 to 6 p.m. every single weekday of your life on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM.
Yeah, thank God it's Friday.
And think to yourself,
bye.
There's no